This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
I was young mo bibia kwaba from Boadu TV, so you best your first time na was subscribe my channel no like video no na fe so o comment hu ya pa we ja comment e da tum dia me kama na de tene say one flower pot interchange. Yes, dia ene ya Ghana mampanyi apa hontuma na ofi sprinters a obitimi afa ho across the American house. Ofi sprinters na pesa otisimo motor we nso a na waties na woko o maye ne kama no. Kevin Taylor said John Mahama na shase also no shase ye contract ne de to ho ma wo hwe under bridge once under bridge once mo sisi ho ni nyina o se John Mahama ene de bie kwan to ho NPP for buy ya cheso mabeto aso na opanyin Kufuor amampan da Kufuor ensem okaye efa Bawumia ho se odi no ho adanse se onno betimi adane omanyen hyebre ne no. Kevin Taylor say Kufuor de opiti ni papa or have pity on Kufuor like no yen mo bo Kufuor hu yen mo bo se bebe wonye du pa na utimi twantro de kire Ghana for say Bawumia ne betimi ya Ghana yi because of politics. Also Kufuor sa na no ho yen mo bo nye say obedi na demundi na tem na so Kufuor ho yen mo bo woni mi say okuje to abla kwan so akofa asem dia ba eye emu a yede ma senior high school nkwada emamudi a yesesa pro na Kevin Taylor chese eye Kufuor company omubie 2020 na 2021 mo sha se dey sa contract mo so mo supply school no with rice ne sa aduane no a mo kofa aduane a pro de ma nkwada no emu se me banya seketwa na wodie kasa tintin we ntoponko yinti Kevin Taylor.
Yes, say flower pot fly over Ghana. Ochina motorway fly over no. Yes, flower pot and your friend no. Aye ochina nanado dankwa Kufuor say Okako commission why fly over on the bay ye NPP ne start ye. You see, Obian tina Ghana hanka say governance is not continuation. But it is always important to credit effort because ebedru so Obian credit wa then you sit back and say ejuma me ye nyina no aden na obi mpo an credit me. So nobody is saying say there's nothing like continuation in governance. Actually we Jimmy na want it sad na say. But when you contribute your quota, when you bet an idea, when you genuinely go secure money and now ko jisika what the idea bi ba ebe wo idea no ko jisika beto ho say wo de be ye dwuma bi na nipa bi ba na odi saa sika ne be di dwuma na e wo se nipa ne dwuma ne wi o ka kire wo se emmum ampa munyansa se bio odwene ye esi po se wo de be ye saa de we a me beto ya amato aso no nyame enhyiraw e bi te se utifie na wo papa esi dan na se bio waba na edan no esi wo na waba na wabeto aso se bio wo papa se nka we nya saa adwene po no anto asase na anka saa dan ne kran unya bebi mpo a obeba bi abeto aso se onya adwene po eto asase first eto foundation ekodu level bi a wentumi nwie a wo beto aso no every single day o sorry a o so da papa ase if you say asase ne kurampo na papa je to wo ba no o secure o future kakra mama ende wenya bebi du tiato if you say ende no obetuma kuta wiase sika nyina ebi asase na o pe aye ade pot wo so no na asase ni ho enti eba flower pot sa project here say ochina na nado danko Kufuor ekotwa no o se Ghana 40 ase se John Mahama ne NDC ene so daye ekobo hu pa agi hu sika ede beto ho start ye ansa na Kufuor ebe den ebe abewie. It is always important for people to credit people who contribute their quota to a project. And until time Kufuor ba power na John Mahama ne NDC esi pokuase interchange almost 90% ewie Kufuor ka say omo ba e no be stretch ne kakra no Kufuor commission de pokuase a wambo Mahama di no ho na ma Ghana for do no hu se Kufuor we jimi every say Say Kufuor was and the Wuye project. Uye ya. Chiane chi aban bi so beba. Na saa aban ne ba na owie na wambo udin a ebe wo ya na enye wo ya. Ana ebe we chidifo ya na se nyomo ya. Eni nti na ehia se obeto bibi as oman ana president. Na se bi obi a start na wuwie a e wo sa wo ye den utumi eto nsafre no ebi na Professor Evans Atamils eyeye. America for the sikabre say yemfanye N1. Saata na Kufuor de teso. Atamils betena so no owie sa project no. Obetwa no no e no frɛ Kufuor se bra. Na wote so no e na den America for ka so mo beye we. Me ba ye no make sure say me wie. Sa na onyansani dwene. Na on se NPP we ene omochi difo no. Dodo na jimi. Dodo no ye moa. Dodo no dwen se Ghana for ye nim nyansa. Enti aya no mo adwene ye mo se ye nyina ye jimi te se chema wontumi ne abronya DC. And that is the problem with this NPP. Omo said that in 1993. Omo said in 1994 information was a ekobebia ma obia hu de ekoso Ghana no. Omo adwene ye omo say they are still in control of misinformation. In this West Study NPP now, they still believe say omo to make twatro afom hu adi ama sebio omo kodada Ghana for e de omo be fa problem omo afem abeduru nne. Eno na e de abeduru ha ama atro edi hene ema Ghana say. It is all because of atro lies. Entra MPP for we ya de chechire omo party. Jimia na etare chire omo nka no kore ene de abeduru ha. Ende sorry yes ochina Kufuor kotwa ahomem we see overhead bi. Na na do danko Kufuor time a John Mahama ene NDC for ekobo eye flyover we hu sika ekoji hu sika eso ho dae baby a ewo se efa baby a wo se etenefa baby a ewo se ewura ema sebio Accra enya edien saa eye ekwan bebria traffic embom pace no na do danko Kufuor at UK enum cocaine saa time na Kufuor unum cocaine na do danko Kufuor had no knowledge how this project started. Time and another danko Kufuor oti UK enum cocaine no na obo hard drug no na Mahama and NDC for dwene send your mubenye sika e de aye eye fly over na ye se ochina Kufuor ebetwa homem. Now Mahama cut sword for construction of Accra Tema motorway flyover. Date show the 3rd of November 2016. President John Mahama has cut sword for the construction of a flyover across Accra Tema. The story is simple. Mahama de ko siki o sika no. Sa won sankan sika untumi cut sword. Inti sa project we no. John Dramani Mahama nyame afa ne so a onim nyansa na adwene mu abie. Na adwene mu do a otumi expand Tema habo. Otumi eye UGMC. Otumi eye Pokuase. Otumi ye eye circle. Otumi ye eye kaswa. Otumi twumu koduru katokraba. Otumi koduru Kumasi koye kejetia. Eye afare. Eye sewia. SCCC regional hospitals and district hospitals. Chim compounds. John Mahama oye commander sugar factory. Onyame man nyansa. Ekoji sika. Ema ne beye sade. Na do danko Kufuor onum hard drugs. Ewo nima. Yes. Weja. We Jimmy dear. Nanka me jai. Oh bodam. So if I was considerate with Kufuor, I should be considerate with the Kufuor. Oh bodam. Now, these are the facts. 2016, John Mahama no secure sika for a flyover tema a flower pot project no. John Mahama a draw plan no blueprint no John Mahama NDC. The same way to say a Ghana card. Company a John Mahama ne NDC for kofa omo baye say omo buy Ghana card into a digital card no. The same company na ndem no te omo print Ghana card. NPP way omo ejimi. Omo nimu nyansa. We study omo di NPP here, you could see how they think. They are very shallow minded and stupid because they don't always think about the general good of the people. It is only about their tribe and their stupid political party. That is why we are here today. Now, my mention of video evidence to prove to Ghana for say Ochina, the Kufuor Ekwa it was secured, the brain was John Mahama, and the Kufuor just came to just do finish what John Mahama started. Without John Mahama ni NDC for dreaming about this flyover, and I said flower pot project way anka embe muda because he didn't kwasi afoway. Omo ankasa stronghold Ashanti region. Omo ntimpo NC kuraba oho. So we know these people. They cannot genuinely think from scratch. Omuni adwene ya de dwene echichiri bibi. They don't. They are always quick to claim people's fame. Of the nation, catch a Ghana for. I just gave you a drop plan. We are going to build it. The NPP, they have no idea. None of them a time what the Ochinamo Babe. The project has not even completed. It is about 40% done. And no more painty portion B. And no more painty side no more. And that small bear 1 mile, no, half a mile, no. Omo ako painty was say ye ba be commission because omo gin say Ghana for Jimmy. Onwa asem ya pawo. Sa fly over here omo ye. Omo complete omo nya wie. Ukọ ekyire wa yemfa asombo fom. Na do dankwa ne NPP for we ako painty edim ho kakra bi. Omo de entuma abese ho. Eti se ne okoye ne start no takra de no. Omo be enim ha de entuma green abese say ho ye green. Normal bo tent. No the camera ba say ye be fly over. Uko pie fly over ne toa. Ye nye dwuma bia ho. That is how stupid these people are. They have deceived everybody. Now, John Mahama in 2020 explained to us this particular project. The almost year before leaving office. This is John. It's a project just 40% done. Me say omo first akwan. Don't say right now there's so much traffic congestion there because the project is not done. John Mahama started project. The plan is there. And tomorrow they will just come and put carpet away anymore. Now I'm going to pictures. Now when you see TV, so I can say Kufuor has constructed route. Me say, why we need my crano? A project nechi. Yemfa asompumbo. They are lying to you people because omu say Ghana for ni do ni Jimmy, and it hurts. You know why it hurts? Mama sure idea yawa asem mu. The man some way say. The reason why Asma became say. The man this flower pot issue when you know fly over with yapa and say. On say NPP at Tnaso for 8 years. Almost less than 20 days. Kufuor Betnaso for 8 years. That is 16 years. Kufuor Kufuor. When we say the NPP, Omon Sheda any serious project be Emma Santifo. Bawumia is in Ashanti region. Napo is in Ashanti region. Majority of Nkwasiafo Mkanya Ashanti region. But you see, another project Omoya on the internet, is in Accra. See, we are Centennial Tie me anadwi. On say ende, uko social media, uko TV so. Omato airtime. Kufuor air kwa ko be a project wa Accra. Sa flower pot we ebeto swami. Sa ade we o china mo say ya 40% omuko twa asomu no se sekan mu say ahomemu no. Sa flower pot project we ebeto swami. Kufuor she swami for bo wanye. Sa flower pot project we ebeto eye so many projects to Ashanti region ayemfa yen sankan. But how excited they are. Also, Omonia just say, Omo ban crying. Betwa humem aka kire wiase say, Omo chechire Ghana. Also, asantimem na Bawumia wo ha anadwi no. Asantimem no, mo so ameno for 8 years. Kotre, Omo fa bi nsiwo. You see, Omo mo asantifo ni bi se mo agimi. Ready. Che. I no bi se meta asantifo. Mo asantifo ni bi mo agimi tin NPP treat musa. Because Anisa can NPP crack tries to be side win. It's one of the most disgraceful thing to do. Asantifo are still yearning for one developmental project able to master on my brabo. You see the energy omudia fast 40% project we hu. And your omumpo you. And your mom sikio sikadi be you. But omo catch a gun and say mom ran crying. Mom measure the air and one crying. It is our project we. And this swami no, then start. Sa project we, and this swami no, then we hear NPP. I was say here NPP. NPP say akotoaba. Asantifo nyina njai de omo ye no metoma NPP. NPP jiran crying. Less than 20 days to elections or commission a flyover for 16 years. Udu Asafo from Asafo market all the way to a year offer top war FA life for Kufuor so obey interchange. Asafo market. Asafo runabout over kakra ko piesro ha ufri ofori kromo ba sa small hill na down no ene na Kufuor so wa interchange ma santefo e na obe say railway lines no Kufuor be say railway lines na etumi trains fam no o say oye de overpass aka less than 20 days me akoto aba Kufuor ejina o ka kira santefo say monkoto aba boom ema NPP oten kran when see hospital baako asantimemu eni tina Kufuor okọ retirement otia kra efisa yare bona yade beko UGMC yare bo tufo a so we nya plane anko UK tufo bewu enso Kufuor to ka kire mu asantefo se mumpie na mkoto ababum se jimifo adentira wo ye MPP ni otena mu behu omo TV so omo nyina bebo tai omo ebo mu nsem na mo da hu gu asantimemu na swame omonfo omon sankaye yete asantimemu na sewia pro na de afari pro na e-block say sisi wo omon complete ye indwuma boankra omonfo omon sankaye Kufuor beka kire mo say prempe de ndien international airport tro kran free Germany mbesi ho omo bumu asantifo ni bi se mu agimi and they be a catch me chroma sandifo I na be say me di mu atem da bi o the way amama NPP hu no and ntina ma Kufuor mu TV so kasa asem na kire mo nkọ abontene nkọ to ama NPP dey na wo gina so ato ama NPP e dey na wo gina so NPP abetena ba mu 8 years we tuma complete swame abasan na modi ama NPP for the past 8 years and no na also wo tena na busa ho say na nkofo hu se me ya boa na project dudu ma ye won kran omo da ho tin kran air commission project 8 years omo ntumi mbakro Bawumia di eye Kumasi almost 3 weeks Bawumia has been in Kumasi for 16 days Kumasi Bawumia NPP for stronghold anameboa Ashanti region NPP stronghold say NPP Ashanti region NPP stronghold why is NPP spending too much time in the Ashanti region? If we say Asantefo no dodo na adwene ebie Asantefo dodo no hu say omunyan kwasiafo biem Asantefo dodo no ehu say it is not about tribe, it is about development. And intina Bawumia ne napo nyina wo Ashanti region na other regions some ka omanya Ghana for o stronghold there. Why are you not comfortable? They are scared omo hu say Asantefo ne niti into omo tena ho twantro more. That is why they are stuck there. Omo nanti no mo hwe Asantefo no questions no mo busa omo no omo hu say Asantefo no hu enya nkwasiafo biem enti esia ne yengina Asante ne yentwantro eni tira omo jai all the regions are for 16 days Bawumia da ho Ashanti region busa hu say adentra every say Asante ni ba onim nyansa no onto my MPP this time ko onya boa eni tira make kire MPP for say Ashanti region your stronghold na say who believe say omo geopolitics di na ejuma wa ye na wa ye ejuma mo a wo ye den ho go to where it's not your stronghold and make the numbers but omo ntumi nko because omo nim say Ashanti region ankasa no Asantefo no dodo ne ni te sia no jandam ni ntumi nwuram radio no ntumi ntwantro platforms aba air contest omo with facts inti enitina Bawumia ka Asantememu the omo ye no Asantememu a ohun no TV so nyina enye real. They have about 20-30 cars air people from constituency to constituency. Mameka be intro. Oba Ghana region constituency no etar ho pa Ashanti region. Yeah. Obuasi West and Obuasi East constituency. Etise wugina Accra Sports Stadium. Now we pie akwa gina baby Independence Square. Wa. Yeah. That is how close Ashanti region the constituencies are. It's what they do and they say almost to minya ebia 40 buses 207 now almost so from constituency to constituency. They know the real number is not there. Anything about we don't want Ashanti region because so we share a year the all nyina on to me free Ashanti region because on him say sa atrono is not sticking Asantefo ni ate sebi onya Asantefo kwasiafo di bia unya obia so ekwasia wo enya Asantini bia na ekwasia anything from 2018 me catch Ghana for 2020 elections will be decided in the Ashanti region. Asantefo nyansafo beto ama NDC and they will prove to the world so munya mwa. And it is going to happen. Mafa almost so much Jimmy. ochina mokwa ko gina social media mini anoma santifo so ochina omko commission project we no mabusa omo say mo wie a ye ne enkoto nkwase abamam na montena nkran commission project aya mo from kan kire omo say honorable my commission awie my party bibia awie ye ne entena mfuturo nim na ye de ye dane mmoa na egu asantememu moten nkran commission overpass mo commission airport ye de ye entena mfuturo nim na mo kan kire say ye de asum sikedwa ye nwan enti ye nto abamam na mo nkotena nkran commission aka 10 days ni ato aba oten nkran air commission interchange so overpass so fly over oti asantememu o hospital air regional hospital 8 years we mbia ma o mu so yakwasia o hu so yakwasia yeah the air cost of Ghana no the rate at which NPP for bu asantifo bi so magimi no and that is the reason why we do what we are doing no we want to see a change in the thinking of every Ghanaian when it comes to politics. About what to puntu abroad. That is why we do what we're doing. Into say Ghana for tiasie. So asantini ochina. Busa ngo say and am no tie Kufuor asa say Mahama ye project bia o ba be wie e twa no won kran. Na ye ne tia santime mu he ne. Ye ne nye monkey the job no. Na sebio ebi mu ndidi ho. Into sebio to see an NPP for afa asanteman say monkey the job. Asanteman na yenkwasi job no. So monkey the job every day because NPP they will say asante anya hwe kura monkey go give votes. Enti omutirimu no NPP hu asanteman say monkey the job. Omko other regions say greater Accra the other regions are no mo se den monkey the job baboon the chop. Enti right now that's how the NPP see you guys. On some go omo 10 Ghana 50 Ghana, 15 Ghana. Monkey the job, ejuma no mo demo ye no. Omo demo ye monkey the job. De bia 4 years omo mo ye monkwase ejuma. Omo wi ana baboon sedi. And that is what is happening. When we say Gabi, the die to Oforiata, Bamti. When we say Kufuor the Bush for obi di ba obi echa bank Kumasi. No. Omo hu say mo ye nkurasefo. When we say Gabi Mwedi Abegina stage Kumasi Esa Sisifia, Omu they don't regard you people. They see you people say monkey the job ejuma na moye t-shirt gele emo imprekonam. Omu say monkey the job ejuma weja. Na me go kan kire wan. Me say asema me kan me go kan kire wan. And this for him say Volta region is their stronghold. They have given them the policies, and the Volta region people are ready to vote for them to see that policy come through. And the NDC is not spending time in the Volta region. They believe that the people have understood their message. They are going to vote for change. That's why they are galvanizing other regions to understand their policies. I didn't think I was stronghold a war for 16 days. Because monkey the job a juma no dia sante for ye. Omo de womo ye mfu ye juma. Because election time do one more din kwase adwuma na maye e monkey for be na ye adwuma na maye e asante for. I am telling you meant to sabe wedwa boy we pa monkey the job no mo de mo ye no o me ma mo 10 Ghana sa 20 Ghana nya se magu 207 mu na makotwe soroku na sisifia ni bi sisifia ni de bia sa na mo de be mo no mo tenkan no mo bie airport no mo bie interchange no mo bie because magya tum mu bia gya tum se mo be ye monkey job no anu adwuma no adwuma fi no mo na magya tum se mo bi mo be ye eni ti mo twiti mu sa ochina ye nyina be hu ye ba be kire mo ha wo de ochina the pageantry ochina ma be kire wo de be si wo ho beka se mo de mo nya Ghana fo ochina mo be hu ochina asantefo nkora mo university mo polytechnics mo senior high school mo ko internet so mo hu de MPP fo be ye yes we have commission ye no ye on nkran into a crediting crown, Kumas will be in grass for monkey the job. Monkey the job, baboon the chop. Who is the monkey? NPP for once and to 40 be someone I'm a monkey no. More hospital wayne, what? Mo so am wayne, what? Mo bibia way, bibia do one crying, a party. E levy, I'm get to one crying. And so mona mo yankwase adwuma ne ma omo ade achi no na nambantema eye conferences na mo e levy yatia e levy hwan mo ne ha omo mo ne ha mo pa. That is what I keep telling you people. Monkey the job. And the mobile check. Mumubi. Man jan to ma. Eh? Ebiana we ase West na using anwa ding ya. But anya we ya. Send you be kwasya. And an issue, me was a bianca mechan for bianca mecha. But the fact of the case is say, mean to me can in any other way, one winning Sibiamte. Yet to chrome her, and a yanka sika or took a course of some cassia, S. or Pesica Hill Comfort Noche project. Sassican cigar on the buy 200,000 Ghana. Almost 500,000, 5 billion my black stars. Could work as Opisca. Did you only Jordan, you bought my boo, we say, all my properties in all kinds of Pusika. Or two other or sick about Pebino or Black Star. Oh my God, yet 5 billion in my Black Stars, and I got a jantra for. He'll come for not chair or 2 kaboom. NPP for Obian will buy it. Monkey the job, a Jumana made sure. Monkey the job, no. I am Yamum dear, but Sabio, one can out where you were born into a major jum. Yaka obi ya monkey jobber. NPP for their santifodi be ye in Rie Juma. But fact is not a chrono. And yes, be a quick him here, the way I am the chrono. He'll come for not Juma. You pay $10 million per a santifo 47 MPs. More than 3 crowd responding to 2 for Busa was intra. Because monkey the job with Juma Namoye. Modi omoba ombekasi ye die mu a ye de twa efuruma ye de saa ye me gele ye me t-shirt ye beto amomo e da omu tirim. Into omoba omo nka de ometuma ye omo so mo pesisifia se ani de girem we de sisifia na wo hu se NPP for omo sawa Ashanti region chain region bia announce steady ye. NPP omo do Ashanti region omo sapa omo do other region omo ntansa Ashanti region omo de embassy pleasure ni girem omo to be boss stage ni abo Gideon ba ticket we ba no abesa ni we jimi ho no okọ chairman would to be sisifia ni bi we yes sisifia ni bi no so ni jimi aba jimi no ho no okọ abronye we yes am say na mo jimi campaign na mo de embassy pleasure no. So right now there we are looking at monkey the vote. Baboon the quail. Are we going to see monkey the vote? And now we are not going to see monkey the vote. NPP for Sadam Mwas and for we got into Minjai. Sorry, you better say a year. I got away now with home. A year as President Kufuor Akasa. Na and you bring me person Ghana for Kasa. Near Ghana for Tinyo maybe Asika Krebi. We have gotten to that point where in some way we are not supposed to be angry. We have to be just disappointed. And that's all that I can say. In some way Tifri and Penny for the Bianwa, you and I, and you say you're angry. We just have to be disappointed. And there are two things here we are looking at. We are looking at a man at the end of the day, you feel say baby I would do no without due respect to Nifiawidi. Technically, he will not please or lick the butt of a politician to be relevant. And can you say Kufuor do unfana no enkutia politician to say nipa be who say sebio Kufuor nim nyansa. No. We expect to say any age now we do no. This is the point where you are able to show yenin chiriba say sebio wa Kufuor kura wo fie oba ana wonana ya ade bia nya obetima tena TV so aka to prove to yeni ayehwe any Ghana for ayehwe nyina say where to that point whereby you stand for the right thing. You stand for right irrespective of where you are standing, where you are sitting, and also the people watching you or before you. Besides, I'll come back to that. I need to do this important. So yes, sorry, as President Kufuor can send bebree. And in some people majority of Ghanaians, you are surprised. Ebimuso are not surprised. People like myself and my team, we have never been surprised about Kufuor's utterances. And this is not a time for Ghanaians to be so hard on Kufuor. No, it is wrong. This is the time for Ghanaians to pity Kufuor. This is not a time for you as a young Ghanaian to insult Kufuor. It will not yield any result. This is not a time for you to basically, out of anger, because of Kufuor Nsemi Obekano, you'll be so pissed off to say you are giving up on Ghana. No. This is the time we all have to feel pity. Feel pity because, with all due respect, Ejina Kufuor no, why Akwara? He does what people tell him to do. And even when you read the Bible, in natural order, after 70 years, a few people are able to hold their thoughts together to basically be consistent in what they say. So where's the age is a blessing. Sometimes age becomes a curse when you don't allow the blessing of God to lead you. You see, age is a blessing. But when you don't allow yourself for God, the favor of God, and the wisdom of God to lead you, that age becomes a curse. And that is what we are seeing in J.A. Kufuor. So, Obi Tiseme, I feel bad, I feel pity, I feel hurt because all that he carried with him, the little thing he carried, and the lot of baggage that he tried to hide, today, out of hypocrisy, that little credibility that some people were trying to protect, Kufuor Nankasa has blown himself up, and he has become one of the most disgraced, disrespected, underrated, statesman in the history of the Republic of Ghana. And you see, on a normal day, you expect people to be blazing and saying things against Kufuor. That's why I'm talking to the young people who are going through a lot. From Kufuor's statement, we are not supposed to be too bitter. Anytime guys say, "Would need to do point to be you become a child," and you can say you become a child, and just want to mean and just say want to mean yet. Some of your actions and utterances will show, say, you have gotten to your peak, and that respectfully you have to stay away from active conversation. All that you do is to basically restrain yourself because you are not at full capacity to absorb and also put out what will benefit everyone around you. I feel very hurt. I feel pity for Kufuor. That's all that I can say. But before that, we need to let people understand where Kufuor is coming from. Kufuor is coming from an era. Everything that made Kufuor to this point, everything was a lie. You see, J.A. Kufuor, all his life has been politics. And it's a wunima. Kufuor as a person, when he take politics out of his life, he's just a long-legged politician. And I say this because some of the things he says, you could see, he's embroiled in his politics, a partisan politics, than a politics that looks nationalistic. So from day one, they have been a group. It has all been about themselves, and it just didn't happen. It was how they were trained from their tribe, through their religion, through their education, before they landed in politics. So when you hear Kufuor speak like this, the last thing I would say also, no, you have to feel pity. Now, J.A. Kufuor, before I move on, we need to understand to say J.A. Kufuor was actually birthed out of Buzia tradition. And we all know what Buzia tradition represents. It represents selfishness. It represents hypocrisy. It represents a group of people who want to be seen as intelligent. Everybody behind them being stupid. So it has been a self-centered group he was built out from, or he was birthed out of. So many people don't know the history of Kufuor. See, J.A. Kufuor, when you go back into history and you read a little bit about him, by 1969, He was a member of parliament and deputy foreign minister in the government of Kofi Abrifia Buzia. So all the way in 69, he was an in and out Buzia mental follower. So he was positioned. He has been positioned to think, say, anybody against this kind of Buzia kind of lifestyle and thinking is not what? Is not somebody who basically can build Ghana. That's why they vehemently or they seriously oppose Kwame Nkrumah, because they have always opposed people who want to share the national cake. So we see an interview recently or making here now. He even talked about property owning a party which he is proud of. Say I was say any pakuka krebi ninya egudie ana ejapade no moche. So his political career has always been based on selfish tendencies. And in time I will say, you are not supposed to be pissed at Kufuor. You are supposed to feel pity for Kufuor. I feel very pity for him. I feel pity because what he made us believe he was, he isn't. So when you read a little bit about him, Kufuor served as the member of parliament for Achuma in Wabieja in the second 1969 to 1972 and the third 1979-1981 republics. He is a founding member of the Progress Party, which was established in Buzia's house. So it's a party that was formed in somebody's home that he has been part of till now. Memawatiasie how Kufuor of all people today has put his mouth at the butt of Bawumia for Bawumia to basically release his debt into Kufuor's mouth. And then that is pity and it hurts. Now, so when you see Kufuor today say that he thinks that Bawumia is the best person to lead Ghana, you are not supposed to be so mad, because Kufuor has always been untruthful to himself, one, and secondly, Kufuor has always been that gentleman who has basically lived a hypocritical life to make people think he's smart. In his J.J. Rawlings, some of the people who were around when Kufuor was around actively doing politics, they have always said that Kufuor is one of the most diabolic politicians. Today, somebody who respected and revered Kufuor with all his life, like Alan Cash, is telling us that Kufuor is a liar. It should tell you how sneaky and dangerous Kufuor can be. And anytime I catch Ghana for say, it would be wrong for any Ghanaian. Ebe ya se Ghana ni bi be sorry. No beka say, oh Kufuor kasa say, Kufuor kan we say yankotuma Bawumia nti ene ya. Eni say yo ya, I will say eya wo mobo. Anytime I say me Kufuor asema o kan ye, any interview I share no. Kufuor anshe mebufuo, Kufuor hu ye me mobo. Yeka se obi hu ye mobo a, enye sika ekuta no. Enye edan a wotim. Sebio enye nipa a omunim no. Eye de efiri na no ba a ekire akoma eda ne mu ene adwene eda ne tirim. Obi wo ha osonwa. Sebio ebia adwene eda ne tirim no. Na wo expecting say ebe adwene kese a esonwa. Nanso na be adwene ketwa. It is because Kufuor hu ye mbobo a. No hu ye mbobo because what people saw him to be. Nipa dodo sibi omuhu Kufuor no. Nsema Kufuor ka in this last 24 to 48 hours now, ama nipa dodo no aiden and esia fem. There are so many people our more Kufuor age, they are embarrassed. They are embarrassed because Kufuor's group, the age group, they expect Kufuor to represent something. You got what I mean? Inti say what is Kufuor kasa say? You bedi hu nkoma a. We are young man, mama obumfu. Men ko se Kufuor kwasia because o se Kufuor kwasia se bi obi be se eye de o say wakorabo. If you say without due respect, in fear Kufuor di no, we di mokwe di nchene onim de ye na onim de enye. Inti de oka bia no onim de oka. Eye eni da ho bone eye nipa bia sense say o si su se oye politics no. Wafa ne ho adwene ama na adwene ne se obi oban ni bi agimi ono nko ana sebio onim nyansa. Now J. Kufuor abeka nsem bebre na ende ye oka che Ghana for no say ye nyina Ghana for In fact, some person who time a swear Kufuor in as a minister, a member of parliament. So this is when Kufuor was being sworn in as a member of parliament. That is him. So today, when you are a Ghanaian and you are saying, say, oh, Kufuor kasamanaya wanwa, you are not supposed to be shocked. And he say, yeah, wanwa. And he say, yeah, wanwa. If we say, J.A. Kufuor ye nipe bia, since it's starting in the politics, no. Since I started in politics now, it has always been about himself and his small group of people. It has never been about the ono Kufuor, Ghana for any yenkanyo. Mameka bibin chiro. So we tie Kufuor or kasa na we tie ni kasema. It has always been party first since Kufuor ba politics. It has never been about Ghana first. So we nim communication now we nim kasa and Kufuor kasa because oh origin Ghana who no. Kufuor has always made the NPP a priority than Ghana. Kufuor has always considered the party before Ghana. In today, biano, the ye fem or brand nipa bre, the ye nyina yedi tia nim se enye no, say na buy na woswa, Kufuor as Kufuor miminim na I feel pity. And I said ne huya me mobo, and a Ghana for the do no ne huya mobo no, and ne huya Ghana for the mobo no. You will not be surprised how better say Kufuor Ayedin. Kufuor will not speak. J.A. Kufuor from day one who wrote politics him, he has never been honest to himself and to the people of Ghana. This is the same man who took us from nothing to epic. This is the same man who has taken no blame for the 8 years he ruled Ghana. He has never taken any blame from time of ruling Ghana for 8 years. He has never done that. So he's a man on tenacity and you say, my offending nipa, makase tia nipa, me ni ye bia me ye as president, me ye ma nipa bi enu omo. He does not see it like that. Anytime I say, baby, Kufuor Druno, Kufuor, I feel pity. So many Ghanaians feel pity. An insult on Kufuor will not change anything. It's a waste of weapon. It's a waste of time and energy. You just have to feel. I'll say, no one ye mobo. Now, my mention what did. And J.A. Kufuor Ekache say, Bawumia will revive Ghana's economy if elected. Or say, Yani Ghana fonko tuma Bawumia. Na Bawumia ebe revive it Ghana economy no be ye. It's been 8 years. Mahama Bawumia and atna Ghana so aye ye vice president our headed the economic management team. It has been 8 years of Bawumia working. Ye nyina eni tua. Continuously. Waka kire say na oye dwuma Bank of Ghana. Ye nyina etia ma wo Kufuor ka kire say. This guy used to work at the Bank of Ghana into eba economics any Ghana sika samuntu to year. Eni se enya problem ya. In 2020, J.A. Kufuor ka kire say yemfa tumi ma Kufuor no Bawumia if someone on be solve your economic problem. So that time na ahokyira ye wom sisia na enye nduru ho. In this opinion, onim the air cost of Ghana, when we say dollar na every 3.8, abedu almost 17. When we say unemployment, time of Mahama was so ended there, and the unemployment is highest in the record of this country. When we say inflation, echo 52%. When we say corruption perception index, Bawumia ne Kufuor do omuna eba ketasha omudi enim. When we the deficit in their infrastructure, onim say from the time of nobody president ebese Kufuor ne Bawumia time, almost see one regional hospital manipa enkomu koja yarsa. When we say onuani nuanoma onuamo the same age 86, 87, 80, 85. omo pension sika under Bawumia way yaje ema ebimo sebio omo ewu afem na se otumi friend ni pebi betena say me pese me catch Ghana for say sa nipa na odi Ghana for bedru ha no yen santam Ghana nhye sa nipa ni sema na kire say Kufuor as nipa no or say Ghana ni bia Kufuor ho ye ne mbobo. I'm not angry with him. I pity him. These are final days of Kufuor or Tiasa Siswa. Anytime I say some age be a blessing and some age be a curse. But the curse, it is when you don't allow Onyankopon, the nyansa, and the door, and the sebio, the humobro. When you don't allow that to lead you, the old age you get to, it becomes a curse. And I believe, that is where J.A. Kufuor Ewo, his age has become a curse unto himself. And I pity him. I don't feel angry. I am not bitter. I pity him. I am a mobo. I am a mobo. Enye sika owo. Enya ahunya awenya. Enye baby oti. Enye president wedida. Eye akoma sebio obewie na brabo a ode kwa enya akoma pa. Inti me wida enhu baby obi abeko no. Ene abeko sam kakra yetie no. Na say ye papa Kufuor sebio ende ye sorry na waka nchire gu a enya akoma pa ene ode ko baby okono. Eye akoma bone a ema wunya baby papa enyina. Inti I don't feel angry. I feel pity because of politics. Papa Kufuor will end up after life somewhere he might not want to end up, or because of him, Kufuor, not opening and being honest to himself and the people of Ghana. Yeah, 2020 I got to Yantuma Bawumia because pragmatism and experience. Sometimes a situation in Druha. Sometimes na Kufuor ni mate fo onomo age a omo abre omo jeni aye djuma ma Ghana pensioners. Sometimes no musike da ho. Kufuor ka kire Ghana for say yentuma Bawumia. J.A. Kufuor ewie in politics with all due respect one year djuma bi anka ho no. Eye sa eye ne colleagues omo ye pensioners. Omo djuma omo aye nurse fo, teacher fo, police fo, asoja fo, lawyers, judges. Ama omodi omoja to ho eye adwuma mfie asa adwuma mo ye no for 30-40 years no ya gege eto na na de amakofoɔ every year bia sesa ne ka ama no as ex-president every year bia ya mani sika every month bia yetua ne ka enso nurse fo ya Kufuor ne omusi so ono mo the same age omo pension teacher fo ya Kufuor ne omusi so omo the same age omo pension police fo Kufuor ne omusi so almost the same age, almost pension. Soldier for a civil servant. Sanko for we call pensioner. Obia anywhere okoto car momo. Akosi diamomo. Amomo baby pa atna. Sebio kakra omudi dimu a ye omo pension sikano. And also Kufuor party a Bawumia oka se yentuma no atam sa sikano abra wan country omo. Kufuor da hu jina Ghana for him in 2024 kachre say. Upon all the things that has happened. Nipa ebia fam wu a omo ye ni age mates o se ni nyina we hu sebio ni colleagues and the menoka say ebida hospital omo ko gina nsuom ko gina ewiem eye demonstration to nwom say nipa bi nka bi mu omo na omo sika aban abo besia e wo so de ma omo no nipa bi sebio enforma no ntum na aban enti omo na sebio omo nya sika kakra enkoto nduro enye sika kakra emfa nkohwie nkohwe omo no J.A. Kufuor tena Ghana ha wamfa na no antum Kufuor tena krom ha wembie na no anka nkyere aban anka nkyere Bawumia se wona wo hwe Ghana sika sam so wona meka kyere Ghana for se ubedi Ghana so from 2020 biem a mobetumi ama Ghana amanfo ho ahenha omo pensioner for emre amanfo ebenya bebi edi J.A. Kufuor ntumi mbie na no e wo bedwuma nka se aban menuanom me colleagues me ni omo si so omo di omo moja etwa so eye omo abrabo adwuma nyina de chichire man no momfa omo sika omo J.A. Kufuor tena Ghana ha wembie na no anka se eye pensioner fo omo so ebre ewu no yammoa omo na aban no and solve problem no J.A. Kufuor tena Ghana wamfa na no antum ni colleagues ni nipa oni omo nam at a point na J.A. Kufuor e okrom ha ena Ken Oforiata or what the party mu ene Bawumia amobeka kire eye pensionerfo a omni je Kufuor si so ka kire om se so omanji DDEP na ntuma IMF ne yentumi nko na omonji DDEP ne ntum na yenko IMF asema JA Kufuor otigana ha otini nyina one Bawumia mu di nkomo ohuni nyina enso JA Kufuor ka se enya ade a obebie na no aka bi efri se eba ne party no na se omuku Ghanafoɔ pensioners ni mpanifo a omo ne age ya pekura se ne party ni nkwa na edi se wo ni dia o support opene so because enka Kufuor mpene so a anka JA Kufuor bie na no ka se medi o mampanyi pen ende meti hei sa me colleagues me nuanum ya omo chedwadwo omo su ogina bontene ebi wu no omo sika ne bi ne etete de hweme adenti na omo sika no aban a mote so moje nanso JA Kufuor odo party chain nipa odo ne NPP no chain Ghana enti otena afie eye na ashin say wadane mampam monhwe de ono ani colleagues komu a ende Kufuor to work say yento abama nipa na odi anim ye Bawumia essay eye pensioners ebi mu ewu ye nunu meduro wu ye ebi mantu nye sika anko hospital ende JA Kufuor esa ka kire say yenko ne ensan fa to me sanchez the same nkofo ni nsem anytime ka kire say mema Kufuor dia oye no enye wanwa mema obumfu pity him man ho ye omobo 40 sanse bunya ohwe no TV so kenofurata gina pensioners fo enim Ghana ka kire mo say musika no e wo se etam haircut na wo se munye bi ne etumi kɔ IMF se ne be ya ye betumi aba na inflation nyina so ate aba fom eye nyoma emu aye den obra Ghana fo bre na mo nso mun sa aka musika ebesi nne JA Kufuor ni mwe nyina JA Kufuor se onhu ye because any party ene de ohawe to Ghana fo so ne namfofo pensionerfo a omuye adwuma tete omumawrema yedi tua Kufuor ka for 8 years in government pensionerfo a omuda ho ye adwuma a yedi sika no esa hwe Kufuor after he left office pensionerfo a omuye adwuma 30 to 40 years a yeyi omusika de Kufuor manti bia a otifie a salary sa pensionerfo no kogina ewia so na Kufuor te Ghana Kufuor did not say anything. We know we will. In all this, Kufuor said one thing. That is the danger. That's why I say feel pity for Kufuor. We are Ghanaian near Congo to Jene bomb pie mano. Because penye oma ho kwan na onyame efa wo so a o de be hira nipa. So wa ma ho kwan a penye no ebeye no me ama sebio wasefo, and that is where me hu ne se Kufuor bibia wodu no. And anytime I say mo amubu ofu a mo kasa tia Kufuor no, you are not supposed to be angry to speak against him. You are supposed to feel pity for him. Feel pity for Kufuor because so what is say Kufuor be na no aka asem way. It is not always that the government has to build factories and employ people. No, it is the private sector. Kufuor say enye say aban na also see factory o. Nemum private sector na also musi factory. Mo ka say Kufuor ka say Kwame Nkrumah ma yemblemu Kwame Nkrumah for independence. Any factory Kwame Nkrumah bi eni nyina na nyanse nim. In the send Kufuor at his age ka kire mo say eye de eye factories enya ban asade so obesi factories na eye ankura. This is the same man na okotena NPP for manifesto as omo ka say one district one factory. Otie ni nyina wie ka kire say NPP the policies be ba one district one factory yankotoma Bawumia ene Kufuor. And because he's doing everything possible say obe shield Bawumia kromfo onka no kra Ghana for atro e dia bedru ha no, he's basically at the end of the day exposing himself. Anytime I catch you say ubuofu na wo kase bebre I was say Kufuor ho ya wo mobo because we do age now why say akwara. Without due respect, I think he is speaking without due respect, without thinking of what he has done or endorsed in the past. Because Kufuor in 2016 Obe endorsed the one district, one factory say abaya Kufuor de Bawumia bedi enim embassy factory nyina wɔ Ghana na ende o ka kire say enya abaya sɛdeɛ sɛ wɔsɛ osi factory na yankra then it means you knew what you were doing. And anytime I catch a Ghana for drone say this is not the time for young Ghanaians to be using words and sema I know a ding. We need rights to be Kufuor. I don't also have the right, but I have the right to question baby a similar kind if free buy if free baby akoma power and I say baby a adwene boneda. And that is the part that frustrates me because it makes me feel pitiful for Kufuor every day. It means in some Kufuor baby a okachre it is not about the development of Ghana. Nemum send on a party no nipa bi wo mu a omubedi yie enti anka me betena na nka say Ghana focus da bi pity Kufuor makufuor ho nya omobo. And so many things can happen to men and it can come in so many ways. Nyama bebre to me see ema nipa nyama bi a ana de odwin se obeye no ontumi nye nti sometimes you look at these things and you listen to these things, you feel hurt, but for you to know, say the person, if you are with and Sebio Ahabai Dadate and Ahabai Monoteno, Kufuor engineer, with all due respect, and che Onyame and Safran, Sibia yes engineer and Yamebe Freno, you have to pity him and where he's taking his heart to. Is it a pure one or a hypocritical one? And I said, well, my politics and I say no. And then I am at this point, it's nothing. Because all share statement ya Kufuor ya, then it defeats everything that we just say Bawumia. It defeats everything. So what will make him make this statement? It is because now Junior say, Yene Dodoni Jimmy. We play Ghana for Abesinne. On Sana Kufuor Kasano. Or catch in Kufuor no mtete want to say. Now by time obedi president, so we tie Kufuor ya. O kan sem bebre say waye nyoma me ye no we omantuma ntoaso we me wa ban me ye we and this mtuma but Kufuor could not say me wa ban me ye we ewie ye we ntuma nka bi da because at your age na me expect say sa nkofo no betena in chance of your journalist ebusan question this was the time for Kufuor to tell Ghana for ne sebio omo a omre interview we target omo asantefo ni bi omo dwe say omo gimi no say me na efrem Kufuor me bae no na me see we and then there about time to me come ekoje awo and me see we 8 years you cannot tell me say ade bia wo ba aban mu be ye bia we wie it means you are a liar. Fine, we understand governance is continuation, but some governments have been able to complete a project nti then and ultimately as old as you are you were not able to tell omo a wo se Bawumia omo nkotoma Bawumia say we na ma ya and they be bom din ahye menimunyam de bia no ebie na no on the national health insurance buy oboa. It's a lie. Mutual health insurance and Kufuor ebeto ya or the buy national health insurance was implemented after Kufuor but that's why I say I pity Kufuor and I pity the people Kufuor is trying to lie to at this time of the age. And then they have me. I would love to have Kufuor as my grandfather, but I wouldn't want to have a hypocrite as my grandfather. And have me to the point to say, me who say Kufuor keka o madwene kire Kufuor di Kufuor tema. I na have me if you say me expecting to say baby I would doing. And ka wo de o ye kanewu ne ka no kore. But this is the situation. Yet hey, words to even define who you are no din maye. Okasa ye when to be na no anka say me yade we si ho a ende me na me ye wie ye want to man kebi. It means to say his governance bibi obeye bia no na ya tro. He could not for 8 years complete one project. One project that he can be bold and proud of. Ontimi mpo ambo bibi oye no asantime ma eya dia owie ye. And so one our a property owning company government. Na utifie na de bia ufie right atawa. Na sebi oso bia mfa den sabe nkum nkyere ni krum kwan. Eye den na wankasa wukuro mukura wentuma anya bibi enyi wonsam firi ho. It means our Kufuor no ho ye mmobo. Ye ka one of the presidents yenya gu ne ho anim ase a wakyerɛ sɛ saa 8 years yɛde ma no nyinaa wɔntumi afa anya de pɛpɛ bi ansom Ghana ɛyɛ Kufuor. And I didn't say it, he himself and wabedu that point I expose ne ho because you see na adwene ne sɛ ebi obetuma dada Ghana fo bi ma Bawumia kromfo a onka no kuro wei abenya tumi. That is not how you build this nation. That is not how this nation is built. And that's not how we should build this nation. We should be honest enough. Into this statement alone, it defeats what you have been supporting till date. Nanka, only one district, one factory buy. I didn't one story and can't say, hey, government does not build hospitals or factories, and that individuals do. Then I'll support one district, one factory be doing now. If you saw him say Bawumia under his leadership and under your leadership, wait to see one regional hospital, Manipa and Kumanko war. You are a disappointment. Anytime I can say, if you're angry, so Kufuor now we can't say me dinner tema oh how I was Kufuor mobo. You need to feel pity. I was Kufuor no ya mobo. I was say bibi come and say the same film. Sa na was say yo eni say ma obufu. Asema Kufuor kan. Also say there are many projects I couldn't finish as president. They have not been completed till date. Or say, project Bebriwa went to me, but went to my project to me under 8 years. In 8 years. But I can show you, Bawumia Oya campaign, my say, you must be a Jimino or party before Ghana. No, Bawumia and Kufuor that Tina Ghana so 8 years. John Mahama Tina Ghana so as president for 3 years, 4 months. When you know a project or yeah. And the J. Kufuor Bruchira Kutuka International Airport no Kwame Nkrumah mo omusi no saa Kutuka no de John Mahama aye no okwa Bruchira enya ofe. I pity you. Ghanaians pity you. Ghanaians pity you because you are deliberately deciding to do what? To just mislead the young people behind you. I am not angry. I'm not going to insult you. I'm not your age, but I pity you. And so many Ghanaians pity you as I speak. Because we are talking about project I will start here. Yamfan say NDC for the Jimmy. Now party ni ba ne. Bawumia betina so for 8 years no. The pragmatism and experience no. Oni Kufuor betina so 8 years. Every 4 years be obeka kire say tomorrow no. Those your projects, no, sir, Bawumia we know, were they able to complete it? You are just an embarrassment, say. You have lowered everything. Initially, now man for become no more so man no. On say, Sisiano, the chains are off. It is in summer a free one, no. The hypocrisy that goes with what you say. It is not up to us to judge you. But the free one no bano, and then the be who mobo and as Becca say, you have lived an exemplary life. Technically, from your own words, no, you are showing us to say you don't care about the future of Ghana. You only care about NPP. So that is what will make you happy, and that makes you a bad citizen. With all due respect, say, and I am yes, say, as young as I am, and the TV so, and I make catch or say I pity you, and it's not just me. So many people out there are using bigger words than what I am using here. But I am being very charitable and respectful. And anytime I say, I pity you. And thousands of young people pity you for these things you have said. Are you not ashamed? How do you feel now sitting alone and thinking through what you said? Are you happy about it? Your grandson took almost $700 million from us. No job done. I can show you your grandson's picture in the name of a company that you and the Kufuor Dems set up to take our money. Your grandson. Yes. I pity you. I pity you because you don't care about anybody. I pity you because you think we are all stupid and that you have enjoyed from our sweat. Every pensioner obewu Ghana no moja ni bi go utiri so if so omo dwuma o ma ye sweat o ma sweaty anka wode wano crack ketumu a anka ebia dodo ni wu. So you see, you have become a problem on yourself. I am not going to be in that banter with people who allow their ego and their tribe to carry them. I'm a journalist. I understand the professional ethics of my job. I'm not going to make this NDC NPP. I'm going to make this about you, what you represent, and the embarrassment you have brought on yourself. I pity you. And every single Ghanaian, about majority of Ghanaians, pity you. Your grandson, this boy, I can show you. Sometimes we don't want to do this, but some of the things you people do, the deliberate destruction you people cause us. We need dawa mo say Ghana. I mean, sure, this is your grandson. This is your son. This is your grandson. He took a contract over 700 million and he didn't execute the contract. This is your grandson. And all these things are in the system. You know it. This is your grandson. This is Kufuor's grandson with the green. See, I pity you. I feel shy. I feel ashamed. This is Kufuor's grandson, the one with the green on his head. There are so many things we refuse to talk about it because we feel, say, at least we don't want to hurt you in your position where you are. $300 million worth of contract. This boy could not execute it. The money is with them. Ask him. Ask your grandson. And you, for you to at least have pity on the people. Say, ubenya sebyo, you know, ubenya you still look into our face and say, Bawumia na through or no, and then a bang way, and they were part, you know, a month for ewu Ghana sen yen santam to me ma Bawumia. Energy Stratcom company now and say me catch them no. Energy deal $300 million. This guy did not execute it. Stratcom company, yes. Recently me bought Stratcom lecture mo and then the tour almost dine with UK. Kufuor dine back with 3.5 million pounds. Kufuor knows. You people don't mamunya sir. But I feel pity. I'm not even pissed with you. So after this, then what? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. After this, Kufuor, and what? This is not about Obi Diwatem, Obi Mu, Obi Mpewasem. Let's say after this, Kufuor, then what? After this, then what? So you want to tell me, say, for the past 8 years, you have not seen anything happening in Ghana? Election 2020, a bonipan watch now to Ghana. I'm not angry with you, say. I have pity. You know, I pity you. I'm not angry. Why should I be angry? Why should I insult you? It's not what you're worth. It is not the Sikadaya team. It is not the Pebi Omo. It is about you. I see through you. So many people see through you, and it makes people feel pity. And we pity you. Now what? Okay. So now what? Ain't okay, can't say we know. And all the things for the past 8 years, AC, I would decide this on can 172 can't we and now what? What is next? This is what Kufuor said. Or say, HIPIC was no fault of mine. I inherited an economy in shambles. Makacha will say, the typical NPP never takes responsibility. Oh, say, at this point, so we see Kufuor interview now. At a point, or say, even redenomination and then an idea. Name na the former Bank of Ghana boss Paul Aqua and this idea and the buyer. He has never, and he will never, and that is how this party has been built. Or say HIPIC and the fault. Since we see we follow politics. Have you ever heard the NPP accept or take responsibility for anything? No. Kufuor at 86 years, he is still blaming who? Somebody for his own leadership crisis. Redenomination, HIPIC, or say HIPIC, enya or no. any emblem no oba and now minus saying that is the leaders. These are the anytime I say what we thought Kufuor represented was all a mirage. It was a lie. It was something we could not feel. We were made to believe. But today, Kufuor himself, from his utterances, and there's someone who Ghana for pa in Penifua, Omonini Chen Kakra, our Kufuor Siswa, almost film, and you say they don't know what to say. Oma Ferry, and they feel pity for you. Yeah. And that is all that we can say. They feel pity. Everybody feels pity for you. Are you a kid? Oya Kora. Who is Bawumia? What are his records? What are his track records? Bawumia's record, at the we all can see, we can read. The situation we are in today, the economy, we can see where the dollar is. You presented Bawumia to us in 2014-15 that he's economic whisked. He worked with you. He was the one who changed your economy. It's been 8 years. You are still telling us, say, Bawumia picking the dollar from 3.8. Ebabedu 17. Still, all the Bawumia Maya. That means whom we are. Do you expect us to respect you? We will respect you, but we will have pity on you. We will respect you, but we will have pity on you. And that is how every Ghanaian feels today. Because, you see, so I Ghanaian with all due respect, audience will be sorry anopa, will be a permanent bank, will be the bank, Nisika banking a restructuring program or whatever, will be a Sebio, Yabon Batu, will be a Oteswamia, Nejumegu, will be a Sebio Okoja Nisikashi. Obia no kwakwan so kofa car obia and the Ghana ni ababawa mbebunu o share the boss of the juma 8 years ogin se asem wo ya wo kan ye no ebetena ho ma samrantie ya sebio ye nyina enim so madwene wo fomi otena ho na wo kan no na nche ye papa Kufuor opese sesa Ghana fo sa Ghana ni na dwene na ontoma Bawumia. A simple question. O hwe the Ghana fo afem ahokyira nkofo wom amanfo dwotira egu amanfo bra o mobre dollar baby edu yemfa nipa adwuma yebu nipa nimtia yeku ni Ghana fo and ekura yetim adwuma bia ni ho galamsey under Kufuor de ne Bawumia enti ya papa Kufuor o ka sa asem we nanka obi tene dem wasori enya edian vim say me wa santimemu ma me nkotoma Bawumia. No, sa nipa no behu ehu mobo aka se we de penyini kameka semi so menka eno nko basically is the pain people are exiting. Say in some okay, so be sorry no ka say Kufuor ye penyini ntimenka technically nipa we di watem edi hu ya wona kumem. And that is what I'm trying to let you understand. And those people who are trying to turn this into a political fight, Obinka, Obi NDC, Ondi Kufuor tem, Kufuor has actually insulted himself. It is not up to us to insult Kufuor. You are shallow-minded. And yes, because you're so many control, as long as we do Kufuor has basically insulted himself. We don't need to do that. And yeah, no. It is us to judge Kufuor's statement whether he has insulted himself or not. So, I will not advise any young man to sit on TV or radio and insult Kufuor. Kufuor basically insulted himself from his own statement. And it's make a Ghana for say Kufuor who mobo. And I know there are millions of people out there who pity Kufuor. Because today Kufuor represents nothing. He represents only his party. That is how we see it. Do you think, Kufuor, if Atamils was alive, do you think you can compare this your statement and your life you've lived with Atamils? No. At a point in the life of J.J. Rawlings, or NDC, he felt to say his party was moving a little bit away from the principles of the party that he formed and called it Congress, because no person be joining. He spoke against his own party. It shows how honest, how statesmen live. Even though he knew it was going to affect his party, he had to direct his party and say, we are moving away from the principles that made us who we are. That is what leaders do. That is what statesmen do. Do you have the balls? No. That is why I pity you. I pity you because You don't have what it takes to be seen as a statesman. Anybody sitting out there defending this your action and saying you have the right to pick whoever. Yes, you have the right to pick whoever you want to pick. But it is you, Kufuor. It is not a fool who is not known anywhere. It is you, Kufuor. It is you who is a statesman. You have the right to pick. But what are your bases for picking Bawumia? Have you considered Bawumia's track record? What has he done to affect our lives positively? What are the negatives? Today, Bawumia's negatives are more than any president or politicians we've had. The lies, the consistent lies. So, it is not us. And to more trying to say, then you have lost it. We are not here to insult Kufuor. Kufuor has insulted himself. We are just feeling pity for Kufuor. That is us. You feel pity, ma Kufuor. We feel pity. We feel pity for Kufuor. Kufuor, say things about you like this. And lots of people they said a lot of things about Kufuor. But we were forced not to believe it. Nikai Imbrebia, Yakako Tuaba, Yasi Imba Kunkum, Imba Wugu. Na JJ Rollins mo cancer Kufuor mu, na mu lidi Sadi and Kofa Ma, Boko Togo, Boko Ghana, Mochis, Bikofa, a Fununa Mabatu Togo Ghana, all to shame the party in government for you to get sympathy. Sanyoma win in our course. And then when you go on the internet, president now will be president now Kufuor will be for 8 years. No, you need evidence behind the internet. It should tell you something. That's why I say I pity you, because when we are talking about history of Ghana, you might be missing before, with all due respect, God in His own wisdom. So Obefro, that is the thing you are missing in our history. Kwame Nkrumah today, Adebia fan who be young people can learn about Kwame Nkrumah today. JJ Rawlings, Adebia fan who be when he led from AFRC all the way to NDC, PNDC, NDC, every video, every evidence is there. And all those people who came to lead Ghana, democratically or undemocratically, whatever, Ebesi Atamels to Mahama, Obia, only you. Obraba and Pana, boy, yeah. O presidency, no, and the young to me call internet, so Kranku Juma with D. And that is what is playing before you. That's why I say I pity you. You are basically writing yourself out. You are deleting yourself from Ghana's politics and your utterances. You are deleting yourself. And dear Obrana boy, when you were president for 8 years, and we cannot even find a single video of you, Ghana at 50. What? You won because of Obra boy. Because of the intentions I would be power, and because that intentions unyim fiwa kumem and with him, and then I am because I feel pity for you. I feel pity. You are still in existence, but you are not relevant. Today, majority of Ghanaians who say you are relevant to a political party and not Ghana, because when it is Ghana, you don't care. And to me, and I pray to God I get to your age. That's why I'm not going to insult you, but I feel pity for you. Former UG, University of Ghana chairman and GIPC board chair. I say, J.A. Kufuor, what we call economic recovery program now, and your friends say HIPIC, IMF, I don't know. You delivered growth. You never delivered development. And development in your eyes is building toilet. The same IMF, HIPIC now, South Korea, and Asia, they were building bigger facilities, hospitals, schools, factories. You went there, you got the money, that recovery money, the funds, you used that fund in building toilets. You see, that's what I'm saying. You are deleting yourself from Ghana's politics. Now, what are you known for? Toilet. That is why you don't even care about anything. You are insisting we should make Bawumia president. Why? The question is why? Don't we know who Bawumia is? Are you not the same person who gave us Bawumia in 2014? Are you not the same person who came back in 2020 to give us Bawumia? Why are you giving us the same thing you know has failed? Can you tell us the positives of Bawumia? No. And when you compare Bawumia to even the past presidents, can Bawumia tell us he has been able to deliver one thing? No. So what will make you come and sit on TV and tell us, the young ones, and say, we should vote for Bawumia? Oh, as some of the area woman, say, there are people who revered Kufuor, and somebody like Alan Kojo Chiramanten, hardly do you hear him speak out of pain. Hardly do you hear him make some statements. He's one person who is very reserved when it comes to speaking in public as a politician. Sometimes you could see Sir Alan Kojo Chiramanten, but for some reason, he's always very careful the kind of words and language to use at a particular time. But you see, the deliberate attempt to make everybody who revered and respected you, when it dawa opese ugu obi enima ase, ahoya ene de pesemin kumunyanti. Anytime make Mr. Kufuor, ohoya me mobo, Ghana for ohoya Ghana for mobo. Enti dia o kind then what? Na yenye den, ye nyina sorry boom. Awa santimemu. Ni ankoto aba Bawumia. Somebody like Alan Kojo Chiramanten, when you see Alan Kojo Chiramanten come out to react to a statement from Kufuor, sometimes you ask yourself, say, this is Alan. We know Alan Chiramanten. He will never, it does not matter what Kufuor will do. And we know over the years, Alan Chiramanten has endured a lot from Kufuor. But out of respect, he has always come out to smile to the cameras, to make it look like, say, you know something, maturity, family is more important. But continuously, because of Bawumia, we're failing in everything, and because Kufuor, your selfish interest, because you majority, you don't see us to be worth nothing. You just want to discredit and destroy everything. Alan Kojo Chiramanten has spoken, and this is the first time I've seen this gentleman react to Kufuor, because it's gotten to the point in Penifobia or Ghana, they are looking at the betterment of the nation. Eyomuya say, Kufuor at your age, and what they know, and the things you've been through to get to this point, still does not care about the betterment of this nation. They see you to be a problem to our democracy than a problem solver. And it's like I say, in 2024, Ghana for pity Kufuor. So many Ghanaians pity Kufuor. They pity Kufuor because they are not angry at Kufuor. They pity the soul of Kufuor. Kufuor we on mobo. Send your Kufuor to meet bien and no. Sebio edited Bawumia to. I bet to say the name the free Bawumia muba. That's why I am not angry, and I'm not going to sit here and insult Kufuor. I'm age mate no. But I feel pity for you. And thousands and millions of Ghanaians, they feel pity for you, Kufuor. And then people say, Mr. Kufuor say, and now what? Into the okay, no. Now so ubi wa santimem na ope Alan asem no peso tuma Alan on tuma Alan. That's what I'm asking. Then what? Na obi a wa santimem o pemputu a ope say ohun bibi o nani so na eboa no e ona brabo mu no. The okay enti na sa nipa no ejai so obeto ama Bawumia. These are things you need to ask yourself before you make such vague statements. Anytime people say, then what? Into the ABM, into the okay, and into hardship, a Ghana for community, and yenjai, you rimfi. Naya dang, Naya Nina Medang, Yemba, and Tuma Bawumia. That is what you are trying to tell us. Pensioner for Womu, DDEP Baso, we should forget all. Nianko Tuma Bawumia. Aya Galam say, you so. Mo party for mo ya galam say chairman wuntumi Kate Jemfua eya Lord Kome Kojo Ponkroma Samia Wuku eya party mu for Professor Frimpong Boatia Sebio. With all due respect, when we talk about people with credibility, education wise and career, or better than you Kufuor, or no cramp actual report mama rubbish no you forget it sadi ni nyina na yanya den yentuma Bawumia. Is that what you are implying? Dollar was 17 getting to 20. Ghana ni nipa na ote swame a odi dwana ende ontumi kodwa so anisika ahye no oma ni renfi no sanko to Bawumia. Then it means you don't care about anybody. Then it means you are being selfish. And it's not because I wouldn't sit here and insult you. I will sit here and feel pity for you. You have destroyed yourself. You have destroyed everything you have built. Me call me ndi watem da, but wano asem ene be yuka. And everybody now sees where you stand. Nobody in Ghana today will rely on Kufuor for anything, because now we know that se Ghana be bo now party ni benyankwa. You prefer say party ni benyankwa chance se Ghana be bo. So from today, the young people of Ghana, that respect that you carried, you have split it. You have shredded it into pieces. Anytime I catch a mona, I'm going to say like, hey, you do good, and I'm to say, you say, a branch tobacco can't send me, and you see the end, obe me say. At the end of the day, Kevin Taylor, it is one. Kevin Taylor, Sebio, or your phone, no more time. So Kevin Taylor or bicycle. Sebio, Bulgaria, the near fra. Sebio, own to me in country, Bulgaria, said the near frano, oh man, the play the cheat. It is Sebio, there, what is true is true. You cannot change it. And without your respect, Sebio, ni Freddy ni fra, non pese obi abewuti ni fra, obesha dem. But ojitum se ni fra, opia okutedua em obi ehu se Sebio, se oso boa na oboa no. And intina wajiatum so ni freni. It is not about how you people feel. It is not about the sentiments. How some people think, say, they need to speak for people to think, say, they are intelligent. It is about the credibility. J.A. Kufuor has blown everything apart. And I can tell you on this platform, I pity Kufuor more than anything else. And thousands of Ghanaians pity Kufuor more than anything else. We do these things sometimes to let you know. NPP, Omo Jimmy, Omo ni Bibi Amao, Gihok. Kwame Nkrumah na si Gihok. Omo de John Mahama be Gihok. Wadane ni. And the Kofi Dwuma Kwasi ampenyi we nya Gihok. Ye tua ne ka Kwasia onko office o. Ose wati Bibi friend interim committee. And na wasafa ono asantini akọ eye de ahantama mu and wakoton aboso glass factory no. Yate Ghana to son Kwasi asem we so e ka kire se yensanfa tumi ma Bawumia na nipa mu mwa te se Kofi Dwuma mo entumi nya opportunity and finish here. These are the things you talk about. But I'm for you say you more there. Oh, share a Juma Mahama and this year, from Atamils, Rollings, ABC Mahama. Now, Shem Kwasiadia go for way your pie, as almost 8 years. They be a catch say the only thing holding this government together, BBN's here democracy, the word democracy. Now, I'm sure they be giving the very see men na mean Tinsia Kakram Church man Kwasa Sembia Kwaso. Bawumia say transitioning to solar energy will be my priority. They say Bawumia say on the priority, and they say Ghana electricity work into the solar bar. Nancy Oka say, minianum afra for more coastal areas no. Okofa solar be free brucha by the betare obokanu no ho. Send the bay omokopo anadwoa no mo the solar ko Bawumia wa gini nyejuma. Na kanu solar na ama. Bawumia says the priority pa and say enya economy ni biem also no economy nya the priority. Send your benye dwuma enya the priority. Send your dollar ne baba form enya the priority. Inflation baba form enya the priority. Adekudi ntia man about politics mo enya he said the priority is or energy expert. Yeah, we just say fu. Okora Kevin Taylor gina field no ogia to the boss no tene no oba to neta. We just said that form. We gina field so bo say sa akwa no or a great canute. Uko jina field na wo Kevin Taylor agya to ha no tennis no abok na daneta because we dey afo uko jina field so about say Kevin one friend the great canute and the Bawumia say on the economy no enya the priority and sheda nya ade dan akoma so edwuma obe create and dan akoma so the priority dan akoma so pa ne say mama ni be di president no kofa solar mra erade ya go ye jimi o erade binim say na ye beduru ha. I don't know how we got here. The flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has reaffirmed his commitment to finding alternative means of generating electricity to reduce living costs. Or see, abrabomo ya diama Ghana for a titira asante for. And you see, ano say when ya ekwan bi obefasoma abrabomo aya henhamwa, abrabomo be mramamwa or the solar bar, mo amowo eye cold store e wa asaforo muntia light bill. say oh Sisifia campaign say pay as you go campaign. You show him, you show Tibia, you rest be our junior near customer to trim near pay as you go. Sisifia nibi. Where embassy pleasure campaign we sat now we caught now we are sat. We be sakudung no we be sawe kwasi asabon kwa. And the Bawumia na ya papa Kufuor ka say ento abama no. O see economy ni hia na nya the priority and na akoma so. The then akoma so say okofa solar ba. Bawumia is insane. Yeah, he's a leader we need. And you know also a whiskey and digitalization awoka. Pele, what you say Jimmy? Wo one more we said budong difference be no. One girl say omjejina circle difference be no. When you make up in so toda in so bo pa ya who when you make up it me draw Kwame Nkrumah. Wo pele wo. And they want to be share camera nim. And you know guys akwa whiskey no. Yet Nkrumah na so nkwasi asem so. Samira pele and of digitalization so digitalization no a jump ko see applications of application no aba Bawumia is honest of aboa next time who lodi na bebu no aboa next time who Mahama mu bebu no na mo say power na f4 kwasiafo mo ka nipa kan kwasiasem kire nipa all because ye mu dodo no ye jimi wo pele enye asem na aba ankanya woni bo wisha budong mo na pre wo budong mo eya de kunkumba jam level wo low level ba ye jimi ye woni enfa taxes nye on send the untumi nkasa on send untumi hwe camera nim on send the okasa na auto chia I saw body hwe say na auto hwe say on say o pele no ehon hihinem abowa mo gi say ye jimi Mugin say that way ocean anima obi say blogger Baina wabegina TV so she nothing about her shows says she's even serious. I just say ocean say blogger CB as and a blogger Baina interview ni where they had or call TV3 mentor. I just a mentor. Slave Queen mu second lady akwawe bre otumi na play mu ko India ko hunkunkumbaja bre na mutom tumi makwasha penyi we a girl we dey be Ghana I swear to God Samira pele bre na mudi mujimi ko tam tumi Bawumia wo say okasa ne mama hwe ha ne to hwe ha ne ni achi hwe ha na mudi mujimi ko tam tumi Bawumia obe kire mo so oyefulani odi emo nim de ba and whiskey promoter adane de patapa de defender when na promote whiskey no and de wadane patapa defender ohun de onka and you know and o jump free ha no akosi ha or jump free ha no akosi ha and the economy is expanding but all the things and digitalization and he's an honest man bema won na te wona baba kire so honest e kire obi wan do ka wokurom ukura na te pele onka no kure baako ori eye wi tofe na de eye den eyi kakra ecstasy kakra wona sisifia na ope wasiafo munni mo manbu mufo mu jimi free anko na mo da ho nam Ghana disturb nipa and I will see you omo masepo girl we power joke power na mo santie ni kuru dishonest man no Bawumia sakasa Bawumia say NPP flag bearer where city where Gabi Ochedaku radio station no on the Samens aboa no omo radio no Mahama Bawumia has pledged to reduce the cost of data and mobile phone. Bawumia say obeti data so any mobile phone so nti enyina nko tu phone mra Bawumia we gibi baka kire say message bi ani ho bibia it is possible. Mahama Bawumia says he pledges to reduce the cost of data and mobile phones by waiving import duties. Speaking in the Inshayesu constituency, Steka constituency, wahwe di po obotiwo. Me say, omo campaign no. Pay as you go. Watch before you speak. Wahwe di po no go omo level of intelligence also matiti data so. Na makofa phone matiti phones so matiti so. Nti amu nyina mu free share so nko China nkofa phone mra. Wasi akeka. Bawumia is a junkie. Onimbi he asemo kan yeni me see omo hu asantifo ni bi so mo jimi he omo do asantime mu a Omu do baby omu no omu hwe nipa no mo te wo no nkofo no tete tent na se no omu bobo kitikiti no omu hwe obia ni access message amomo omu ni message o ye we mo a into okwa nhia so no steady omu MP no sticker ahwa o se nhia so for mo na mutumi ko sticker ma ye ende se de meka bia magye di wo de mo MP ewe mu level of intelligence. Besides, do you have something on sticker for me? Or the sticker away ahead the nhia for sibi omo dwene into do nhia so we move phone for we data meti data so mesa te phone so into mu nyina me wini am kofa phones mra kwase akeka on ka sem we won kran da onye me say Bawumia has no plan opa kwa Ashanti region since some kwa Ashanti region 16 days ko tie Bawumia message bia a different message and consistent only any consistent message. Baby obeko no ohwe omanim no aka kire omo ohwe omo sisifia so we mu de omo say skirt ketwa we mu de we de so omo say achiwala we de we say so omo say G string or steady asantefo no constituency no because nipa no nam chema wontu no wagimi na po agimi there's no plan vo hu asantefo ni bi so wagimi o wakoduru nsia so ohwe omo ni bi so we mu de so wagimi ye the data beba from the cost of data omugu ase no mutwisoroku omu de ekosoro ntie ya we atum ebi mutro so mu kan we di echire from anchem obepie south interest no obepie hia so 50 the dross mu dike ye antiase entai Mahama mike yare boro china no tarepon otare da ho pupu wewu keje convert into engine engine nkwa onyem pe ade achi ni wewu Bawumia we asantefo ni bi we omo we mo agene wo fo we mu bi dia okoduru a ene de o se data o so obete phones no data so ntimo nyina mo won se yeso no adekudie nti oba power se monko edien monko eye China nkofa phones mbra ni ate so si asabu sei ene obi busa no there were elimination ene we bringing down Bawumia odimisa omo mo nte brofo tie no o say he is going to bring down one ka so be eliminate you insha so for mo dia mo ntie brofo na mo bi mo bon mo asantefo ni bi akenkan mo bi mo nkenkan mo ninji school hunti na na kofo we dada mo kanyoma mienu asantefo mo ntie me insha so for o say Bawumia say they are bringing down the import of mobile phones, eliminating the taxes on the import of mobile phones, bringing down the taxes. Two things, because bringing down different and eliminating different. As antiform TMA, for Bawumia, so because I'll bring down the taxes on mobile phone. Obeso chiro say e bona ya gino obemaya taxes ne so kakra. Obika just say I'm going to eliminate obeyi tax ne free ho. Ogina simpie ba akoso. Or say I'll bring down the import duties on import tax on mobile phones, and I will eliminate the import tax on mobile. Bawumia who some way Jimmy Monte Brofo. Yeah, take a course on anum. Mumubi Mama Jumunda ho. Ojina in shares like a brofo mienu. Eliminate and bring down. Two things, they mean different things. Or say he's going to bring down the taxes, and also say he's going to eliminate it. So I'm for the moon when there's some church and brofo kakra. Mr. Bawumia, we toffee any ecstasy the demand. Ya the manner mujene ni mama ise nkoko an ohum se mo yankoko and on your mokasa hey data hey import hey reduce hey eliminate once and the share for the be Bawumia ogina stage was antimemo ohum nyina se mo yankoko hey eliminate hey bring down hey break ohum se mo we toffee wa bodam. Nipa baako jina stage baako so he will eliminate the taxes on mobile money. The same person mobile phones. The same person said he will bring down into which is which. Yenjimi ya. Because can we move? Kevin Taylor did asante for atem. Me ni obi atem Bawumia na ejimi asante for bi. E na mete ne to. Wa we tofi na oji mu jina ni ma ese ntoto ma ese nkoko hey eliminate hey data hey mobile money. Hey, mobile phones. Hey, China. oh woman na mugu aso na da kofa na mutwisoro enkoko a mutwisoro ku obedi mu ho agora che ochina mo sa bebie foforo won kran John Mahama dwuma flower pot John Mahama na yeye ochina omo sa bebia no mo dia wan aka mo de ye di beyi magongon mo di mu die wie aka mo nso hwe tamale o yeye nkora no asama kokote Alan Cash enye Alan Cash asama kokote me nu friend asama kokote your friend Alan Cash nice guy obey you agongon sisi a we di wie aka won so hwe agongon sisi a no but you abada wie aka won so hwe o tin grind odi alewa no mato ma ba wie aka won so hwe ye beyi agongon say ye jimi ye mu bi but I'm telling you, manigio. It's where the match free English classes. Sisifiani bi. Sisifiani bi. Now we call, now we are back. We sisi. Now we call. And I'm say, I don't know mudu asantimema almost sa too much. Omo nkran omo nsa. Omo ko other regions omo nsa. Omo du Kumasi na dani asa. We sana no team fifre. Na dey na me time kra omo ho say. Omo tumi ye handkerchief. No that pan nim say. Owia no sa dia fa no hwena no owia no aprum no de bia for the quentin say ai rade yagobo nkwasi afo we na tare nipa ho hanky ba ko dia fa otiri ho ba obi atumi hanky no da fa de tiri ho owia no ase biem no da fa de ko ase owia no sa da fa de dim owia no sa da fa no hwena no ai ye jibio na onam nipa mu na hu nyina deke so twe na ase na ana me musa guys na ana me ho tete me na musa girls na ana mo ne sa boys na mutumi ka bi njira o ana be ma ba kukuta hanky ba ko otumi no atimu no de bie we bie shirt no de fa de ko echi or de fa de ko echi no say you know da fa ne ha obi o no de fa de tirimu owia no say de fa de nima say de fa no ho no wasa ko kisiro wajibi okotoilet no de ohuru ne nsa no say de tawo na pepa ne nsa ho na Jimmy udi akwa we echi mo Jimmy musa girls bi am ntimase utumi Bawumia chema untumi mo NPP for the person utumi hanky na obi ne shirt ha na obi kura to bi ne shirt say we bi ne shirt say no da fa na motuom no da fa na motuom na we say na we yi no da fa ko say no mutata ma ho na de me say de na ekoso de no ohun nyina bon otwe na ase na de time kura ne say omakodi fufu aba no kwa me dinkra otikufu nim ase emoboto kwa me dinkra asantime mu nyina best journalist ono ya R Kelly oto high life oto gospel or say journalist part time jibi kwa me dinkra Kumasi R Kelly otikufu nim ase banchi ye ofa ampo me say mumu border mo ena untumi akwa appetition no na nim tete oto we na san trohwe ampa me se munana mu ya mu de ohun se yere no mu free bow omu dika ena omo tete ho me hwe mo we mu ntinia je ba dwene dia we nkwasiafo de bo interview Kufuor ade be chamcho ye na interview president we say when then we yes sifia no yi hanky no the fun kwenchi no paper de bioma busy or the hanky for the kwenchi no the or for the tru for the tru de bioma sweaty wa we concern o kasagu so apetesiwo madingo wom heba africa ka ho eye kwotedenden ka ho ene o chena obaba wo ensa ba ko poison egu ni mu oje onyina no ho popo enche de wo be no na 100 ni yemu nyina sei boy we enim ni power bright fine guy we jibi oduma peteshe heba freak madingo castle bridge no mix of akotefia ka ho fasisifia ka ho fa krama pempem som nipa ba akwa oti asase so pedien owia na fifretiro no kuta hanky opepa ne kwechi opepa ne trim or bi fa nanim fa na motiom Jimmy eno kura bekun bomi anye show no dia kada we FCC Bawumia sakasa Bawumia say am di muji a o me ni pabonu we FCC fian bi Bawumia sakasa Bawumia say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has pledged to tackle the country's housing deficit. While campaigning at Drobonso in the Secretary Afram Plains, the NPP flag bearer promised to construct housing units in every district. Hey, Bawumia. I mean, we say in Kotobo video be a Kufuor the time. Oko no ma mi krom. E na okoka kire ne ma me ne papa krom Kufuor time we president no. Oko ne ma me ne papa krom okoka kire obo say obesi Kufuor estate. Kufuor city. Hey Kufuor. Oka no kire eh but Kufuor we dey. Wa bomb na otizu e blast wo to a wa lie. Kufuor ko ne papa ne ma mi krom okoka kire obo say time we president no. Okoka kire obo say obesi Kufuor city e be sin there. Bawumia say your man the president has district be obesi dying. Bawumia but damn baka kire mo. Oh yes say okwa do hwe Drobonso for no omo tete apatara se omo wo campaign ase o hwe Afram place for us okay omo message ni he mo be besi dan o district bia o se district bi obesi dan Bawumia bodam we catch them message no o hwe omo mu gina nanim no de amomo wa bae no wa be make sure say ya ton segleme no kojo pon kroma ton ama no ho ene Kufuor de busuafo Bawumia say okodu Drobonso ene secho Afram Plains for kasa na say oh on the obedi president district bi obesi dan obesi estate or district bi hey Mahmudu Bawumia say oboa Bawumia nka no kore mesi omu ma me kaje omu asantifo de bi so magimi o they yeah in some of kaka no omo tumi kan ngran o they will not never do it they see on one district one day, one district, one day, one get to. But we are saying, see, one district, one get to. One district, one get to. Baby, I didn't go to know. A damonat, be careful. Edu, we are going to kill you. They say about me, I say one district, one get to. Or say, such as Afram Plains, the NPP flag bearer promised to construct housing units in every district. Assembly mo du bao. But we open the mana. When him district do I work Ghana. Every district go go sit down ho. Into one district one get to Bawumia bodam. Me catch them say go for omo message way it is possible asa. 2020 4 more for Nana. Before that the battle is the Lord. We mu no eyesa no mutie o. Ye wia yesi enkoto aba momo. Ukobusa question person mu ade ain. Into utumi nya obi to say ya odabo. Owu a ye de nkwara adaka money box na be sie no ogina social media kan kwase asem. Ono ya double bema ne ho ba senia ne bema tententie ene ya double de pe otumi gina social media na okeka nkwase asem adentira asem bi aba na o ka bi ya double wo baby a wadu da ho yusu ho ayi radi nanko ana me pesa make kasa ansem no when I drift the things I will say lazy share mpo buom ye lazy atwam mienu a o bema kura ne lazy ne ndru pe wo ti social media keka nkwase asem on ti ase wo ya double lazy share mpo buom ye yim ne abumu 4 ne atwetwam a ye yi ba ko a ebe say a o bema kura ndu wo ye den wako yusu weni mekeka nkwase asem tiatia break o ye ne penifo nkasa wo Christmas show na nkran de na wo hye tiatia break na penifo wo ya double ye ko concert ye betumi tiatia so okun say na Jay-Z aba ne enyina kokumasi sports ye betumi tiatia so okun wo ya double masa brown wase na shira wadakam na wu a ye money box de besie wu mo san kwase sem na mo de tiatia kumasi wo no ho wodia bokwade ya ne mbese be kam asem ana me mbese me so mo asem wodia mo nye nipa ana ya ntiasia ye betam akosoro twa mo tuomu peace wo ye bo ede ye bo blow ye me waste blow ye do besi table so na wo tuom ye delay the twa wo tuom aka wasi form o ye den na peje beti ye be we fra salad di ye do be fra salad ya double and the baby Ghana do an ho be wo ye di dokunu 4 wo di dokunu peace wo ye do be fra salad di wafra wo ye do be fra elewonyo uni melewonyo ye do be tum ne de wafra ne anom brown wase ko se kona baby na engineer ho say ya ko tie ya double de wo bodam wona na ni pani mo time we ga say sanye gumuso a na ye keka ye kasa o wonti ase and ye the stamp be bo wono so wano so stamp here the bo ye letter ye post letter ye be bo wano so lazy shey mpo buom ye yini ebumu 4 na atwetwam 3 a ye yiwa ne tietie sei obema kura ndu emema shut up and sit there. Bodi amoma nipa no tia mo a mempese ma no betia wo mempese ma no sei ebetia wo ba ma hwem kasa mu yi a yo now you see NPP parliamentary candidate bi akasa hey besides do I have that you see NPP parliamentary candidate bi akasa nana mempese nke tie besides, if I don't have it, I'm going to move on. I thought my team sent me. Now, BTA, sa MPP parliamentary candidate, I'm catching them on say, fa. San kwasi afo yam pamo mo free Ghana crew mu pa nkugu ball aswa. Na ya so kra yenye nipa. Ai, me hu video. Oh, besides, I think it was part of the production. Some MPP parliamentary candidates. Okasa basa aso abodam enti me hwe ne sanam say na we mu nyina person ko parliament besides it was in the production. Some MPP parliamentary candidates and I'm busa me say akwawe when asked, now that you have done everything, if you win, what will you do? Yes, what Yaya Kasim, NPP parliamentary candidate. Asama efri na no buy or kind no na me bese mutie bi na mu hu se bibia yedu no ya nhwe ya abodamfo be die so an ose ono oye parliamentary candidate na wutie enkwasi asempa abrantie we egina journalist fo enim kan ye pa obi anya no hwe besides I have it. Besides, did you get me the video? This is the video I was asking for. Besides, this one. Yeah, you got it for me. Thank you. Yeah, that one, Mr. S. Now, akwa we na your journalist, you see, or your MP4. Enfa, you see community forum was a den. I'm a saman. Now, what shark one no name kwasi akeka okeka pa na say na your day pa na Ghana, you bedru has say. Now, Mr. S is taking care of the issue. Now, that story a very important story. Yeah, you have a point no. This is a story the Catholic bishops in Ghana, I catch the Ghana for nyina say. Omakache Kufuor say, approve anti-LGBTQ bill. And the Roma software more Ghana nyina catch Kufuor say, Alban Bagbin SID trumu anti-trumu bill no or the abrow sign. Kufuor say Roma software about dam. Oh baby edu. When nyina je Kufuor we hu. Mr. Kufuor, he didn't see any of these things because when you see a Jimmy, Bawumia or Penti, yenina ye Jimmy, yankotuma Bawumia, sana Kufuor who you say ye Jimmy. And the Catholic for for more Ghana in catch Kufuor say, Alban Bagbin I said ye, Parliament I said ye, wo President Faunsa eshe eye trumu anti-trumu send ye beya emrabetia Kufuor de sobo form kwasi yanko. Any tikrom ha omu nyina ye din shedem. Nobody is speaking. The next day the foolish ones will come and sit on TV and tell you say they have a problem with Alban Bagbin. He feels he has too much power. Alban Bagbin aye ne juma taxes na ye tia na ye se onye juma no ye se juma no de kratana koto achichidie nenim say onfa ne nsanhya ase achichidie ne say onfa ne kwase anko. Why are you fools, some of you fools, blaming Alban Bagbin? What has he done? A dear Juma na modesha Alban Bagbin in sa onye because of foolish politics and stupidity. But you say, or you tell it is easy to insult him. MPP for no more press yembe parliament no more way. After your mark and kwasi ampenyi wo jam ho eko France ko di jantra for. And the Catholic are sorry for penifo asofo nyina say Nana do danko Kufuor adwe krata no Alban Bagbin asa ma clerk of parliament dia bro fa won sa hya ase osimu nyina mo kwasea yetu krom ha na mote waka kire say ai mumia nhwe de onim nyansa ne ntoma no na obi akwase ayehu Bawumia anyo ne Kufuor ne bae ade na Bawumia ka se Kufuor free SH sabaye hwe so nto abama no na enkwase ade we de Bawumia nka ho na nado danko Kufuor ne NPP say asofo no Roma asofo mfom kwase ankoda Roma asofo na edin ka Mahama na teso na de we si ya anka Roma asofo be press conference Simon be biedu enso Kufuor say we nyina ohu ye ono de ohu an say Ghana ne ye jimi ntie nyina ye nsori bum asantefo nyina nsori bum ni enkoto abama Bawumia efiri say ono onim nyansa chen ye nyina atakora kwase ampanyi we ya soso ne so 8 years atakora kwase ampanyi we ya soso atakora so 8 years unsigned document keke Alban Bagbin asa send sa bill we second time to Kufuor or say unsigned Bawumia kwase ampanyi nam Ghana say for to me mano adenti ne entam to me ma Bawumia explain to me why mumusa Kufuor so on chechirem adegudi entiafa to me ma Bawumia entina Alan Ibusa Kufuor. Do you even know Bawumia? Do you know him? Or because Bawumia helped you steal from Ghanaians? Because the redenomination now say and your idea no. Okay, say Bawumia na Bank of Ghana or Boadu. That means you want a criminal like Bawumia who helped you steal from Ghanaians to become president. You, but Kufuor, you're a bad man. Kufuor, you're a bad man. And I feel pity for you. Yeah, you're a dangerous man. First, not JJ Rollins, you are a very, very diabolic man. You are very dangerous. You are dangerous to the democracy of this nation. I'm telling you, Kufuor is dangerous to our democracy. Because 2020, to be a coup nipa Ghana, Kufuor will not care if somebody, a president is killed in Ghana, say NPP president, he doesn't care. Kufuor is dangerous to our democracy. J. Kufuor is a dangerous man. Nobody should underestimate Kufuor, what he can do. Kufuor can destroy this democracy. I'm telling you. From his utterances and the kind of things he supports, the way he basically decides not to talk about all the nonsense happening under this government, Kufuor is dangerous. He's dangerous to our democracy. J. Kufuor, very dangerous guy. Yeah. Now, another story. 800 toll workers complain about hardship caused by government-failed promises. Yenuanuma Sebio PWD4 people with disability are now different toll booths around the nation. Amwakwata kwasiampenyi Kufuor de busueni on send the campaign we amwakwata wasie. Amwakwata na time $27 million contract ma eyede jankroma se on penti overhead ase. $27 million contract. Adanya yase jankroma ko penti overhead ase. Amwakwata bedi roads minister odi nkwasi asem sa 8 years almost. Amanfo eye adwuma wo road tolls agigi tolls ema Ghana. Amwakwata de ne pe as an individual e ka say yen close tolls nyina ebesi nde. Yenuanom a sebio people with disability a omo ho aka a sebio ebi mu nan ebi mu nsa a na saa de ne ma omo nsa ka oma no. NPP nkwasiafo we Bawumia ka ho ene Kufuor omo agi omo eduane efiri omo nsem. Oma kaye nuanum ne gu abontene ye wa asofo nkwasiafo Ghana se omo bompa ya Bawumia nyame betua mo ka moa nyame ema momma ene mo so fall into the same category a ye nuanum a mo PWD people with disability wo na mo hu senior amanfo bre mo asofo na Bawumia ba na matenetene mo nsa bompa wo no so no momma ne mo yere ne ene mo ankasa mo fall into that situation ni bi onyankopon moa na mo so yare mbom na sebi o mon sresre na mundi na obi sre obi at this point ne nsa nyi ho ne nan ni ho de sebi o de ni krampo ni ho na edwuma kakra on be ye mo nsa ka oma no kwasiafo the politics aban mu MPP fo age oma no aduane e ma mo de mo kwasia te Ghana e bo mpa ya man kwasiafo we aso mo nsa be di yeso mo agimigimi ha mo agimigimi na ya te Ghana mo ye sofo ayese mo nya nipa mumu bi mai se mo ye sofo ntimo da ne mmoa ntimo ye sofo a de ye kobu no mo hu na wenya sofo kwase ampanyi bi gina stage ai na me ko America no ye kodu America no me ne me mma ene ye ko ye luggage ene ye se manfa kwasea to Oko America, yen so masa ko America. Huh? And 800 people we are Ghana for people with disability. Nyina they are jobless. Courtesy Bawumia ni NPP nkwasiafo wi. Yen san kwato aba. Na wo software wo se waka nyamesema nyansa wo wutrim. Mo say the Holy Spirit ama mu nyansa enye jimi na ye mu bia. Ka mo betre mo nsa Bawumia so. Senka mu nuanom ene mo ma and sa software we akronfo we ana esatia sorry them omoji people with disability for sika Sunday bia nyame be kumo asofo abonefo. Ene ekwa America yedu America no ene ekodu baby ne ekofu pray no America enti yedu America ofui yekwa America no yedu America no ena me ne me yire ne me ma ye de atwa ticket ye dollars gu ebotom ene yekwa America no ena America ofui je na ba hu America ubedu America no hu se teacher for gina bontin ye demonstration odwan. Now you just reminded me of something. Mr. There's something I've been done. Yeah. Now there's a story I want to talk about before I end today's show. Yes, nurse for and the NPP are buying. NPP are buying. We thought today will end our 4-year joblessness, but our situation has worsened. You see, and the NPP are buying catch the nurse for motivation. Munina mumbra kra mumba for bujuma. Momra ne be fam adwuma na young nurses nipa be 300 omunyina so moko Ghana nko na etumi Ghana nko etumi ko sabode be gu ministries yesi e planting for food ye nyina beto bode o ministries and the Kufuor ne Kufuor and the NPP Kufuor say yenkoto momo omo nko na etumi ka say planting for food and jobs yakotwa bode ni nyina gu ministries yam nyina yemfiri eye mensiamra ministries beto bode yenyamwa kakwase asem ko bi beka se yentuma Bawumia. And the nurse for we are omantiasem Mahama ka say or substitute alawa amomu loan na we see more hospitals no omantie no and ye catch them so munyina mra enkran na tie de see ye omunyina godu nkran no. More than 300 enrolled nurses from the 2020 year group across the country who thronged the Greater Accra Regional Health Directorate became stranded after spending the night there. This was after officials of the Regional Health Directorate recruited only 30 of the nurses, leaving the rest to their fate. These categories of nurses have been at home after duly writing and passing their licensure examination and obtaining the professional identification number PIN in blah 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 blah. Inti a friend nurse for no so kra directorate. Nurse for be 300. 4 years no munye adwuma nyɛ yɛ posti omo. Nipa 300 no mduru nipa 30 pe yeso omo de ko campaign so for nipa 3000. Say ye Jimmy. Ye catch mu ye tumofo. Mudi nkwasiafo we echi. Mahama so betwa lawam, o de esi. Sa slot bi ani ho. Almost said they are going to talk to headquarters. Yeah. Bibi ani headquarters o. Aka 10 days ni akoto aba. O catch headquarters supposed to. Me simo Ghana for nurse amuti fie. Ye fra kura menko tuti ankwasiafo we na aban sesa. Na John Mahama na osi UGMC. AC chip compounds for Ghana no. So John Mahama ba no complete all the chip compounds. Na obie afari. Na obie eye de kumewu. Obie eye de sewia. Oba na obie eye district hospital or Greater Accra. Unya jumaye. Obenye jumaye. Adentina na wotin kwasiafo we hu. Ye ka kire mo muntu etumufo amonte. 8 years ago for ya dada mo saa bedu hande mo da hu di nkwasiafo wechi tutia NPP dia Bawumia ekeken nyansa bi animo Kufuor na president Gabi mo pese Bawumia sa be di president Kufuor na Kufuor ka kire mo o say omo ye property owning government o ti ase or property owning party ebi a won ti ase ye ka say party be a property owning na omo ejapade na omo pe eni tire Kufuor buy no oto hotel wa ma ne ba eni tire Kufuor do ende okọ Kotoka International Airport a VIP lounge no eni mankwa na omo ede euzi omo nkwa na wo stores ho eni tire ende Nana Dankwa Kufuor do ono na yire ne mma as we speak today, Ghana, a Japadie, PDS, omo ye property owning people, a Japadie. Kufuor Kevin or see any party no, a Japadio, and yes, a babe ko amamo Ghana for and it's an NPP for 16 years or omo did Democratic power, almost the regional hospital back in Ghana. A Japadie, and so a Kufuor Bamti, Gabimu, a die almost seen Ghana, a social munina mo dying. Sika omowia eye Japadie party na momo etumufu amonte wo ye nurse ni abanya betena so 8 years Kufuor ba onsi regional hospital na wo school say wo ye nurse ni na wo to ama sa aban no sa party we jimi wo ye nurse ni NPP abedi power 8 years Kufuor time Kufuor do any Bawumia abedi 8 years ontumi si one regional hospital in their history o da wo school say me to aba ma pathway na obesi hospital be na amount we Jimmy kura no busa won say se see am o school aka 1 year na me wie party mienu yi ba kwesi hospital si regional hospital eno na hia me ba ko se de since say ba ye NC hospital wie e mo bia ponko mu adenti na wo to amasa party no we Jimmy you are going to also stay home for another 8 years to my party obetima culture say me sibi hwe metima for adwuma. That is how people think mumu bi mu Jimmy anti mo sa aka sam ma wo sade akwa na adwene adwuma Chanko for Bijana Nechi. Just say NPP ne de a chirmo muteni a we Jimmy on be use this. Yeah, we got obodam. The only I don't know. I'm not going to go to tell you about go bra. I'm a samai bra. And also Jimmy and I was in a Katamba and I listen. Yeah, now just Amasama for Jimmy. And no be no moyana denta. Gelian and Hinisa Buntu. Gelia no kutakuta Rebecca Kufuor bagi. Gelian and Hinisa Buntu crom for by ya. I say or no the man very famous NPP mun say a job akosia bedu ni nyan say wakobo jantrama or no oware mark menu ba into omedi MP hwankwase asem adan a oso mo gala omo gala emrantie no 8 years en krechi adwuma o wakoto cap abesi so enti emrantie no mebo ball we wi an ba ko awi ni champions ye wi an akoto aba ma kwase aba o adenta for so magimi meboa sa 442 nkwasia formation a o papa no ne MPP fo abo no enu bi na obeso obebo enti akosua menu na hwini se bontuo adan a me pele mko di MPO na mbante ne maba wo no mbrante ndodo no magimi o mani gibo ho enti mekoto cap enti akosua menu na hwini se bontuo akoto cap ena mbrante energy anka osom de ye adwuma nya sika no adbra aha every minute bia no ugina adwuma ma ye ma osika no kwase aba ne kunu ewo adwuma mo ena ono ne boyfriends egu adwuma mu ena ne party ni make sika ena wagada mrantie nse mu de mo gimi nti mu ne adwuma ye makoto cap enti mu de mo mbebo na mo ho ntim fifire mo kankan na mo wi ama mo cap se mo ye champions enti mu wi na makoto aba ama me na makọ parliament akoji sika kwasea wo usi so wo akosua be ni si so nkofo na dupi o mo beduru ha enya politics na time ena alowa no ho a eye den akosua menu e den ogina so person koye MP what does she bring the ogina so nyina ne se oware mark menu ba wa MPP mu enti yem skill system no manembra ne enwie sika mane nkodi MP na wo na hono bi body tima to a nipa e bone kwase aba we na ka kire Ghana for say omo protesting against 2020 killings no eye fire service form enhwe nsuo hyengu omo so wo hwene se buntuo ye jimintra na nke den na akosua menu a emmema abetri a omo nyina nyini chen no kwase aba politics nti ono akoto cap it is not more than $100 saa de no ena emranti a ye ma omo adwuma 8 years omo bo omo ho bobo kintin aden a akosua menu se ye mbobo na munim sika akosua menu otama shata wale be perform ye mo mranti a mo adenta saa sika mu ne betuma ye mo busa ne sika do otama shata wale se o meto nwoma mo mumu aya na mo masa nkwasiafo we mumu opportunity abranti a wadwiri ye adwuma a wankasa wo assess de ekono eye dan na small girl we ese wakoto cap $10 basic so for 1 week ugina wiem na tin na kwasiaba no de ono party no mum no omu wie sika se moa uwi awasa kodi lai mu akoko ntoko akoto ama abayo we no abayo we mumu dodo omu ntumi ndi no majority of you ko mo girl a anka mo bepo no because ne hwene se buntuo ba ye jimi mo gina ho a Pinte bobo amu fifiri amu boxes mu afoi. Majority much me diaba you away amana be mo ex-girlfriends. But mumu bi mu ejimi nti yeti adenta. And a small girl akoto cap. And also person di MP. Na woko bobo na mu boom na unya life threatening injury a wutumi nye bibia bi ma. Na kwasi aba we akotena parliament. Ono ne jantra for mema ebo jantra na wo ti akonnwam. Wejimi. Sa politics ne twam. Onim nyansa bi ode mawo. Motowa so akofa bibia be grade kwan so. Na nka me de medwen se ebia sebi omo mutin kurase na nka ede sa de we ye omo adenta. Na me say this kind of politics no ye ni won kurase na woti adenta na o fall for this kind of politics and your adwene wo form on be use wa che me na me kan okura ne kirew me see we are branching out adenta na o masa small girl way because of politics oni mak menu ba ko twempena konya aware enti wo a branch here wo ketiketi ja say makobo bo na wo ko gina bo no ko bi pia otiko na wo wi a eja wo ba wo ha 8 years kwasi aba we kutakuta Rebecca bag enya hu sika se twum wa pore hu $20 ena mudi mu gimi gu park so ye pe eye majority of mon boys amu gina park so mo betime digel we mo betime deny them as girls into mo problem ni say die na mu gina so ato aba mo pe adwuma mo pe mpuntio e die na adenta girl we akofa creator ba ko e die and excavator na obefa kwan ba so yes o ye kwan na kwasi aba akofa ba sabe so o fo car free mo gibi me Jesus ade we si we kurase adenta ya pon me se musa ne say sika se do tia sotawale ahona mbo se we jimi mo musa ko che me say na wo adwuma be na wo ye sika se na wunya sika ne we na wo kofa artist wunya sika we obe yusu musa muwa wa adenta ho mo mama adwene mbre fie mo betuma betena kurom. And so my neighbor would better say kurase. You need to be part of a team that is willing to develop. On fly over no. Enya John Mahama kasa fly over no geni wo. Sa fly over na ye akrate ma no. Mo hia party a ebe dwene mo hodi mpuntu aba. Mo de montena o man kwase ya girls we. On say ende o sorry ya yekote ya on kwase ma woka. Aha, obo so mo jimi. Ende Oslo Wusu say I was a charcoal seller but education changed me. Ende Oslo Wusu mu say the seat ne ho ayedin oso no ton bidie ohu se mo jimi ene de madam say power nti ope MP akosd oko parliament akobe osi bidie na beton education esesa mabrabo ohun de oka kire mo ona na tiwe so ye je man ne si bakutia north bakutia east ena mienu ni north west original radio so ye GMI Bawumia gina ha na Kufuor gina ha na ebotu kwase aba ende de ope vote nti o se o no ton bidie semo amudi NPP chiri mo agimi they will treat you like that o de omode yemo omo redeem we hu se mo mududu mo agimi ende de ne anim se eye asla sa na ton bidie o ende ne space hye no bidie form was ngregua o ton sa space na almost $10,000 etumi mo nyina dwetire but o hu se mo agimi. And the Oslo Wusu space session almost $10,000. Or Tonwa, when me mad do one constance or many jumaye. Dabi or catch us all no ton bidie into winning BB to Abamano education that never drew a settings on Gua. Bridge no anyway, in so the court. Or whom some way Jimmy on any cool magic contract 5G, number 5G in a way. Asla organo cre abro poso. Almost sorry I'm born to my shomonu fuasi. No more the idea. A baby oil afaha na hyehyɛ no moto emrewa o robi biom gina wo sei me na me ka kyerɛ wo we emrewa o omabobɔ entuma na friend say achichidi echi no omotwetwa bi ena gudam ena omabobɔ omde no hyehyɛ ombo de sase omanu funu gisi wo sei ombedu manu say emrewa poso me se we mo emrewa o omodi omo time na twam omo bepia no oma tchire entuma na efre na achichidi echi no oma bobɔ ne sei oma bobɔ achichidi echi no ma hwemo nufu ase from apare mu nyasa na mo ye achichidi echi oma bobɔ entuma na ma hwemo nufu ase no ma bobɔ de se wo so oma ba no ma ye sei he oyi ntuma no oyi ntuma na o chen helicopter free SHS eduane a na ye ka ho asem enkora no eduane bɔne a eye aban we edema yemba no e wo school last year November 23rd, and a breaking story no Loud Talents TV. Che we are seeing with facts and a video evidence, pictures and all that. I prove it Ghana for with receipts, way bills near the how the government was actually feeding Yemano almost senior high schools, with poisoned rice. After a year, the NDC in Parliament, Honorable Okujato, they have raised this issue. They have also followed it, and they believe it's something that is causing a lot of harm. Your schools now, Ghana be free SHS by say beboa ama Ghana for teacher mano etumi beko school sebio almost so ebenya obrapa sebio ana yakatu etim say one ko school obra enko so enye sa na tie school ni hia but so obra beko so just school na obra akoso. It's very important so benya school knowledge aka ho yo nipa ebra ma ko school omojimi omontumi anya hwe since ye te Ghana yako school sa so enye matches mpoda but school no bi nkase school nye school de eye pa na usia school de no na wo de feed de so eye adwuma ba emu dodo no yako school de jimi for enti yentumi enye ebra yi ya adwene se school no a yentumi bobra onyankopon so eboye no wan kase yenko school okase yembe yisu ya adwene fa nkyekere eden eye yene ankase embo ya brabo enti school hia nanso I do some time yemfa efianyansa no enka school no ho, and that was just by the way. Now we've spoken about this issue a year school eduane bedebechrem from 2023 a year November 23rd and a year November 20th November a year and the date the 18th of November 2024, meaning almost a year by 1 year ni and a story we aba, and a very sensitive story. We don't have to let it go because majority of Ghanaians yamba free SHS nim. And I was here say a year as some way abeda on and ya summer I was say you did agro. A bambia or serious bia or drinking a year in Korea school no. Sa as some way as summer and go president Nankasa Edina Tum and I say nabedi chedi or manu tum say we a summer as soon if we say ye can't a year in Korea school or my phone you sebi omon quantity a year or my phone etia a tour say a buying ento eduaniman Koranindi na yankwatia a year companies I was say sebio omudi eduane a hote and I say a more a hote man korano a more assay a assembia say abrochine see ya and Kenya asem kuma say a man for Bawu school na ye feed you poison under the disguise of free SHS. Now mema obianji obianu nsibone, no Ghanaian is against free SHS, no Ghanaian. In fact your constitution no a woman say I was Arabia to be school. Na I was see no said ye won na kwan so se ne be ya sebio ade na ye na school na ye pese ye nkora no ko ekodie mpanyipa no enye school bone and say school bia emfa bibia embeka mo ho. We should not compromise quality for quality. Inti very important. Inti asem ya beda we ahofo bia sebio ye Ghana ni bia obawo SS no and senior high school no ehia say asem we ebehia wo. First thing am pese me catch on say oba e senior high school a fa akora no ko hospital. Nema doctors enya no overall check omunya no thorough check ebusa doctors ne say monhwehwe me ba no sebio oyoba monhwehwe edien ne body nim monhwehwe senior ebia bibia enko ne mu a daache no ebeha no sebio eduane a emba yewa no edi no sebio chemicals ewo mu ewo school eye emo a ase no bebre no omawode ebesei bebre no ombebu omunsa engina bebre no embema no so sebio yesi ombema no so sebio ahoden ebeti akọ. We idea was say ahophobia e Ghana. Enti say abeda ho na say ye ka na say aban no empeso betu ho na mo a we Ghana ni a also busa ho say aban na otiso no, is the government really a government that listens to you? Is the government really a government that actually takes your consent? Because say aban no does not see this as an issue, then it means the government of the day does not care. And no na was say as Ghanaians no ye ma ya adwene ekwakyire ne etnase as awofo no you start eyi politics to nchen ebu say asema ekosu no kra na de na aban ne ya fa ho adenti na aban ne mfa de we say idea ehu if we say metifie me ba wo school ya te say de eye school aduane omudi no ye hu mfonyi ye hu videos ye hu eye nkrata e kire say eye de nsa anyoma we nyina ekoso enkora ne bi krampo afre aka say aduane edi na yampa awofo ni bi afre say through aduane we omomba ewu awofo bi afre say sa aduane boni ya de mankora wo school no ebi mukra emba entumi nchima out, they can have their menses ebi musumba omoye mbema no omombema no ewu. These are very important national issues. In fact, there should be a state of emergency for the president to come in and address the nation on this issue. Because eba inquiry duane omudi na say poison na yedi feed inquiry omo school na, we all should be very, very concerned, especially these kind of rights eduane de man korawe. So these are some of the footages we showed you, and so many students are agree say emu we bi bo mu school omu diye omu namfo omu ankasa emu bi no so eyare. Now the question here is, why is it say the government of the day doesn't want to take this serious? In fact, say uko eye the echoes of parliament any the eye abemu penifo bi erezia I will say awufo bi organa bia sebio asem we how Adia we are AC in the FA free SHS any duane boni amode man korano. It's not something and the ebehu insunsanso. Eduane ankora ne di for some time no. Ehun sunsanso no ebetuma ha about 80% of yankora omoko this free SHS. And that is something we should be very worried about. Adia bia I was say den I was say yen nyina Ghana for. Now the question I want to ask and say, adentina company na you say omode emo no ebaye no. Why haven't they organized the press conference, the CEO, the leaders, Omudi company, why have they refused to even come out to speak to the general public that we never brought in this amount of rights, this particular rights they are talking about, because your body is a company na idea money buy and your friend laments. Now, Sir Laments company, as we speak, for some weird reason, the whole company is quiet. Your CEO. Omuji millions of dollars every Ghana for her because almost say omudi emwaba through the educhuma or more that right to bring the rice. Your directors, your Kufuor Omudi company in this country, omuye directors. Ibina lecturer to say this guy called A.S. Simon. But in the nima chemo say Abrantie we and a Sebio or your director na odi onima or che emono nationwide. Titru Ashanti Regina emono aseno dodo no koye. Abrantie we nam Ghana. Laments Company Limited, as we speak, the owner is Ghanaian. It's a Ghanaian registered company. So why is it say this gentleman is still working in Ghana? Abroad, the education minister, the CID, Yoku, nothing, no institution, the OSP, nobody is bothered. Say, asame singinano, we a company, and a nipebi, egu hufin, ese mudia. What is stopping you people from coming out to tell Ghanaians to say, all that is going on is a lie? In fact, we have subjected ourselves to investigations. We never brought in this kind of social rights, and when we brought it into Ghana, ya anje rights no enguk temaport rights no ebi an say in near so prove say ebi say ye amuniko gu warehouse no ebi ko school wa ya shipi bi ba. Why do you think say this company of Laments no they have not spoken? Mumusa mo sa question no. The reason why Laments for no enkasa and say the education minister Educhum or na ene Laments for no etnase eya Nanabiya or the board chair of buffer stock or no NMI education minister no man green light ma Laments for the begu buffer stock for the warehouse. Remember ansana yede sa emo a say we buffer stock warehouse no na buffer stock only 1 grain of rice. The Ministry of Education edin kind starve buffer stock of money. Into what happened and say at a point the Ministry of Education led by Educhum Ekache buffer stock say they are taking the distribution from them to give to another company. Into what happened is a buffer stock did not have anything in their warehouses. And a far homan and a B catch the education minister say then Laments bet to me the omomono I said no abegu buffer stock warehouse no more rebagi a mono. Into later na yebe say a mono at the end of the day a yamua asay and korani bidi ewu any other no and a fei Educhum, Ekachira Nanabi, Nanabi, instructed Buffer stock say omun release eye ECOWAS bag any planting for food bags na omun fama sa company we ya sa Simon we di nim en rebag emono. In the process of rebagging the rice and FDA for any information on mobile buffer stock location. Mobile buffer stock location no and omu lucky omu take a sample of the rice now I say no and they took it away say omu lucky their warehouse no now until the test is done for them to see what is exactly in the rice emma emono airborne. Remember at a point boys now omu bagging mono into different bags no omu skin na share. And this guy called Simon, he knows it. So this guy was there. Some of the boys, no, omo rebag a monegu another bag, no, ECOWAS bag, any buffer stock bag, no, almost skin, and almost skin in ashe. And some of these boys were admitted in different hospitals, and those boys live with us in the system, especially by Ashanti Regional. Boys don't be bag mono, almost skin in ashe. So it shows you the amount of chemicals na walk sa lemons rice my friend Boshosho rice na modema enkorani di. Now when buffer stock actually went there, they see and they say omo to warehouse nim and omo sa mo sample ni bi koye until somebody we test no in these 3 days and a Simon way and the buffer stock for buy esabe bie eye warehouse no and omo rebag ye into omo rebag ye no and omo so amono sare koma Ashanti region schools no and omo spread the akano across the nation. Into Usha emona omde baye na 80% of emono ni nyina Ashanti region omo che emono ma omo schools no. And I'm catch say Oke's headmaster no or your NPP chairman or one of the constituencies ono ne lead omo che emo ni nyina edema these senior high schools ma enkorani di into at a period mo say na enkorano mo senior high schools no omo yare. In fact, some of the kids died and you see they decided to be call back. Akwaye a lot of the researcher yebemu say a majority of inquire this fool a friend Simon or a pastor Assemblies of God, and I don't know why the Assemblies of God church are still keeping this fool as a pastor in their church. The leader of the Assemblies of God church, to allow this guy to be standing in front of people and preaching, one guy saw a crumb for. Unless you're a thief or a criminal, and such a person who has been poisoning Ghanaians and still poisoning Ghanaians, you still tell this fool to stand in front of church and say, "On preachy and Ghana for," and the church, the Assemblies of God church, don't person catch them say they don't know that this criminal or say pastor or hono he's involved and what are they doing about it? Have they handed this guy over to the police? So the Assemblies of God church and then Mama Akron for any dig Ghana for him say omo ya suffer in the name of Assemblies of God. The Assemblies of God, I know, they will not allow such a criminal to be standing before them say, "Onkanya mesem." So this is my last message to the Assemblies of God Church. If you guys don't want the world to know, say this is a church that is basically harboring criminals, people who basically feed young people with chemicals and they're poisoner. This guy should be kicked out of the church and handed over to the police. I don't know the leader of the Assemblies of God Church. Mr. S, get me his picture. I don't know the leader of the Assemblies of God Church, but today, if the Assemblies of God Church say, "Hey, sorry na I respect it. I respect that church so much." For a very long time, it's been one of those churches. They have been in the system for a long time. They have conducted themselves well, and it is so hard for anyone to even find something to say against the Assemblies of God Church. But if such a person is working in Ghana, say he's a criminal, such a person who is a thief. Now, and the be say through on any action, ni greed in tea, through the greed in tea, and the yeah poison and cry. We need to get serious here. I want to know who is the head of the Assemblies of God Church. We don't care what is happening here. We don't care whoever goes to Assemblies of God. What we care about is the right thing needs to be done. And this fool, with him, as some way by for a long time, it had been in the system. But because Aban women nipa criminals in tea. Now, you see, minority in parliament and this for raise the issue, no. Almost say we need to arrest laments the directors over expired right distribution to SHS. And then the minority in parliament, NDC for no catch Ghana for say, Mumma Yanka Numbum, na amo de sa mu we by no directors ne sa Simon in the head no ya arrest you munina de omaba am say sa de no mu ye no omo di bone obi ti Ghana no ka so Ablakwa is doing politics. Where Jimmy? Now when you go back, let me show you something. Why are Aban we a dangerous government? Reverend Stephen Wangdam. This is our last warning to you. We respect you a lot. Let me take this off and put your picture up. And I know you are a man of God who has all the integrity. Me, I've followed a lot of churches in Ghana. Minima suffer do omo and I suffer omo kanokre. Menya korasa. Assemblies of God are sorry we enye asori ketua yebetuma ma nipe bi abese asori de nimunyam. So I am giving Reverend Wagnam all the respect he deserves. And Assemblies of God are sorry so no enya asori ketua. And I know for a fact that there are thousands, at least millions of Assemblies of God members in Ghana. They will expect to say Omasori Penyini will take a decision today that Simon guy no say or your Assemblies of God member, he needs to be kicked out. And with all due respect, Mr. Wagnam, the respect you carry, what you have done over the years, the way you have conducted yourself and been able have gotten to this point, I don't expect you to allow such a fool, such a stupid idiot calling himself Simon. And then I'm all poison and Kufuor. So with all due respect, with all due respect, I expect the Assemblies of God Church to release a statement to disassociate itself from this boy, this guy called Simon, because the government of the day needs to make sure he goes to jail. He has poisoned hundreds and hundreds of Ghanaians, and not just Ghanaians, young Ghanaians in senior high schools. So this guy called Simon, let me put his picture on the side. Mr. Wagnam, this guy called Simon, the church needs to disassociate itself from this criminal. And it should be done in less than 24 hours. The church, the Assemblies of God Church, they need to disassociate themselves from this criminal. Anything linking this guy to the church, they need to cut it off. Because the embarrassment this guy has brought to the church needs to make sure they cut off such a bile. They cut off such a demon. Because this guy has to go to jail. He needs to rot in jail. And we have to make sure every single person involved in this poisonous rice are distributed around the nation. Every single person is called to book. Every single person is punished. Now, let's go back to the story. You see, the Auditor General's report, 2021, there was some very important information in the report. 2021 Auditor General's report in the the Auditor General mentioned a laments rice. Our report said they were distributed unwholesome food to the schools. Okay, thank you, Mr. S. Thank you, Mr. P. The Auditor General in 2021, the Auditor General's report, or Canwa report to say a laments company they have brought food that are unwholesome into Ghana. So it means say all the way back in 2021, not this company, they were supplying their poisoned food to Ghanaians. And not just Ghanaians, young Ghanaians in senior high schools. And then the most critical part of this whole conversation. And then I know sometimes I say, na Kufuor way into me nipa na me mwa. Because all the way in 2021, anytime last time I catch Ghana for say, when some people get up and say, I'm sorry. So be sorry now catch will say, oh, the constitution needs to be reviewed. The constitution, with all due respect, some parts needs to be touched. But we have not exhausted the constitution. Know why? Because when the Auditor General puts a report out, the Auditor General needs to follow up, and everyone who is guilty in that report needs to be punished. Those who are supposed to be surcharged are supposed to be surcharged. This is the situation. The Auditor General audits companies that are supplying unwholesome food to the schools, and they know for a fact that the food these companies are supplying, wholesome, chemicals, poison. The Auditor General refuses to take action. That's why I keep telling you, it is not a constitution. It is about us holding people accountable. It is about us making sure people we have given positions to, they work and they are accountable to the people. in any serious country, the Auditor General will be fired today. Because he was supposed to move ahead. He was supposed to, at the end of the day, search out this company to come and tell Ghanaians why they are distributing unwholesome food to young Ghanaians in Ghana. Now, look at this. When you read the Auditor General's report, and this says, report of the Auditor General on the public accounts of Ghana, pre-university educational institutions for the final year ended 31st December 2021. Now, who can read the report? Now, this is what you see. Let's read what's in the report. Okay, team. Now, this is what's in the report. Now, when you read the report, page 133, supply of unwholesome food items, where the Auditor General's report, 2021, page 133. This is what the Auditor General discovered, and this is what he put in the Auditor General's report. It is obligatory because you will come to that part. Because they think Ghana for your moa nyansa. It's like they are telling us that we are mad. Abraham said we are not mad. And it is not only the young NPP pigs, that the older pigs too are doing the same. It's getting to that point where we realize, someone say, is this party in government to protect you and I? And I say, it's because of power until they wouldn't care. So be fidie, poison cry yendi. Auditor General's report, we read page 133. This is what it says. It says this: 608.608, supply of unwholesome food items. Let's read what's in there. 2021 Auditor General's report, page 133. Facts no, we are not. We need that. Very important. In contravention of Section 52 of the PFM Act, that's the PFM Act, 2016 Act 921, we noted that supplies of 65 bags of rice in March 2021 to Prestia Huni Valley Senior High School and Technical School, and 5 cartons of Kaneshi milk to Asankregwa Senior High School by Lemens Ventures were found to be unwholesome at our time of audit in September, though the expiry date on the product was October 2021. Now, point 609. Now, first one, I'm going to say, against Emra Auditor General di Ejumano. So, Auditor General some of Kai 2021 report. I'm going to say, Omo echeki inuane eye de schools wo Ghana no. Omo ko hu say, se wokọ eye de Prestia Huni Valley Senior High School a emo a eye lemons e de ba eye 65 bags of rice. Any Kaneshi milk na enkwara ne nom no. De emo no. Do omo hu say 65 bags of rice omo ko eye de eye Prestia Huni Valley Senior High School no. Na emu ni nyina say. Where 2021 I did the expose in 2023. Meaning, before that, these people, they have been supplying unwholesome food to our senior high schools around the nation. Now, almost Omoko Medimino, Omoko Asenkregwa, my favorite place, Ukrame do Ghana pa, Asenkregwa no, Omo who say, Asenkregwa Senior High School no, 5 cartons of Kaneshi milk, a free lemons, and also not say. Even though no date na was on 2021 na asay and na eduane no school in Koranidi. So any evidence no, we at least have evidence to prove say the Auditor General Nankasa catch Ghana for say lamens is they supplying the unwholesome food eduane a enye e more chemicals room into so be a Jimmy Krano so okase me engi de e won in there. At least the Auditor General of Ghana catch up and they will say, oh mano, now you're more poisoned rice. Now the question here is, Auditor General who Huni Valley nkwa. Now unim dey see other parts of Ghana. Because there are thousands of senior high schools in Ghana, they are all taking this kind of rice. It means say Huni Valley Senior High School 65 bags. It means there are other schools that got equally 65 bags of rice. And it means in Korano they have consumed it. This is the seriousness of what we are talking about. This is the seriousness of NPP using free SHS. Kunko fomba. Makacha mu awofo mo hweme no. Last me ka kire mo ha. Sa eduane na nkora ne di no. Enye ndo. mumba bebre omuntumi wo bebre be ma say na mom yankan 609.609 almost saying almost say as a result there is the risk that the items will be served to students in time of food shortage with possible health implications. Auditor General can report or say the omuhunu ne say san nuane na egu no eye den ya mo de man korade di if you say eduane short a enu an eduane ho, meaning the kids had no option than to eat the poisoned food, the expired food. And the free SHS near catch them no they be a tubu for amonte mumba bebre ntumi wo mo emana ya catch them say mumma yentini free SHS no mo a ya kan no crutch amonte no mumba bebre omuntumi wo, they will be barren. Bebre o say omuchima at the wrong time ebi muso omuchima emma bebre entumi wo. Now when you go to the last point 610 Makacho say where Auditor General's report page 133 yeah, kind 608, 609, and 610. All these points for you to hear. I'm sorry, guys. My team are telling me, say, TV stream is good. We don't have any problems with TV. So if you're having a problem with your TV, just double check. It's a lot going on, guys. There's so many people working on this production. It's a lot. This is a lot, Ghanaians. It's a TV name, I understand. But you can have another avenue to watch the show, and I know the TV is working, so if you're not getting it, just call somebody who can do that for you. I'm sorry, we are working, we are doing everything possible to get you the facts. It is not easy. It is not. Now when you go to the last point 610, it says this: we recommend to the head of schools to report the matter to the National Buffer Stock Company for appropriate action or be held accountable for any inappropriate disposal of the items. Auditor General catch the schools and headmasters and say, "Why eduane boni bi we be about ho? Why eduane boni bi we be old school? And more if you laments any air the carnation milk or asaya ya de brand correct no. Yasimu nyina mo report Emma Buffer Stock. Why one report Emma Buffer Stock at the end of the day consequences no ya betwe waso." Now this is the thing. Time and no supply eduane we no. Buffer Stock na Nanabi eye chairman no. Nanabi make sure say eye den ono eye board chairman no one educhum e collaborate e na almost starve Buffer Stock until before that no they took Buffer Stock out of the picture. That was a strategy. Until Nanabi ni Buffer one eye educhum any eye the free SHS secretariat no omo committee bon omo ka che educhum say mema ne ma Buffer Stock fo sika ma mo kototo aduane emfa ma schools no. Until mo kaya embre suppliers and Buffer Stock edin can supply omo anomu hi omu sika no na omo ye demonstration bebre if you say na educhum ashada wa ma Buffer Stock sika on fentua sankofon ka remember Buffer Stock ye na on the suppliers ye ne say or the sebio eduane ne mo a what did that so to e de eduane free omo a and I say or the mo a they were doing everything I say carry forward and some of the payments you know I na akechi. That's how they be working. What educhum did was wa ma Buffer Stock sika it's not Buffer Stock eddy a suppliers nika. Now suppliers no ejina Buffer Stock konso and educhum car say Buffer Stock cannot sustain ejuma no into oji efiomunsem. That means say at that particular moment the warehouse of Buffer Stock in that be educhum dia if you say they are all empty. Now the board chair of Buffer Stock no Nana B any educhum tina say okay then we are going to make you bring the food laments mono to Buffer Stock warehouse. And nitina who say but a morning na say no yede begu Buffer Stock warehouses no eho and na almost started say omo rebag. Now remember busa who say omo rebag no adentina laments for and rebag e mono laments bags from. Why did they rebag the laments rice in ECOWAS bag planting for food and jobs and a Buffer Stock bags? In fact bags are usually a part na ECOWAS bag and a planting for food and jobs. You know why? The ECOWAS bag, only use the ECOWAS bag because they wanted to create an impression. Say, mono, to be free outside of Ghana, Burkina, any neighboring countries, almost to be free. Into omukoji ECOWAS bags, and the bag mono, and a planting for food and jobs bags. Buffer Stock's bag na kitwebi because they didn't want to implicate Buffer Stock because nobody said Buffer Stock anymore. And Buffer Stock were not ready to work with them on this. But the board chair of Buffer Stock was ready to work with educhum and the deputy education minister. So what they did is they say, Omuko planting for food and jobs, which basically is under the Ministry of Agriculture, which basically is under Kufuor. So they gave them the covers. So the Minister of Agriculture then, who is Ifriya Kuto, handed the planting for food and jobs botono and the momo. And at the same minister, Agric minister, no, he gave them what the ECOWAS bags. Into they got these bags from Agric ministry, and then they brought it in to rebag. Omo rebag na FDA ba hona yebe lock the place. Ho ena sebio omo ko am kasa omo ko test it. Ebe sin there. FDA they have not been able to come out with a single document to prove say monam ko test and wholesome and I say wholesome till date. Now already the Auditor General's report, the away China, this is what it says. That's okay. So my team said say I should zoom in the first one so that you guys can read along. Then after that, I'll put the second one. So my team said emphasis in T, facts in T. We should all read a supply of unwholesome food items. Where Auditor General's report 2021. Kufuor report now, you will see it. You hear? It says this: in contravention of Section 52 of the PFM Act 2016 Act 921, we noted that supplies of 65 bags of rice in March 2021 to Prestia Huni Valley Senior High School and Technical School and 5 cartons of Carnegie milk to Asenkrigwa Senior High School by Lemens Ventures were found to be unwholesome at our time of audit in September, though the expiry date on the product was October 2021. 609, it says this, and this is the Auditor General's report. It says, as a result, there is the risk that the items will be served to students in times of food shortage with possible health implications. 610, it says this: we recommend to the head of the schools to report the matter to the National Buffer Stock Company for appropriate action or be held accountable for any appropriate disposal of the items. So it is clear, even in the Auditor General's report, to say laments, they started supplying poisoned or expired food to free senior high schools. Almost 2021, and almost started the bond system. Now, you read the second part in the Auditor General's report. I need to read with you. My team say me expanding the Senate to be read your boom. Now, Oko page 142. The Auditor General's report 2021, page 142. You will see this: shortfalls in supply of food items. Bon baby yede red nafano. It says rice, Havilia Precious Limited, Lamens Ventures and Co. 1,363 bags. That's 50 kg. That is actual quantity supplied 1,000. Difference is 363. So 2,000 and when you read shortfalls in supply of food items, damage near crazier. Now 660 says, contrary to regulation 97 of the PFM regulation 2019 LI 2378, we noted that suppliers under the National Buffer Stock Company short supplied food items to Nana Brentu SHS. Details are provided below. Now, some senior high schools be our crampona. A mono of the coin crampo and Samson. Almost our poison in Korano. They actually did not even supply the amount of rice or bags. Limited poison. Now, the amount of rice and cost from the commerce school be to say a year Nana bring 2 SHS they were supposed to supply close to 1,363 bags. That is the 50 kg. They ended up supplying only 1,000. Now 363, we don't know where the rice went. It went to Nana B. This is the Auditor General's report. This is the Auditor General's report. And when you read the report, you will be shocked to say you get an education minister or say, okay, later you get an education minister Now Abeka Chow say, oh, he does not know anything about this. And that way there, until one some crowd and that they have to investigate. There's no investigation. Any say investigations be at the end of the hono. Company the more assay a chemicals woman and then Korani be a deal. Free SHS now year to Ghana for say, Moma Yan ye, a Kufuor ne Bawumia, they don't care no, and who's Susan Sona Munyana and the Momabana empo end to me wo. Now, the air yawa assembly Munyana say, you get an education minister. Now, let me read the other part of the document, 661. This is the page now. Asiana can also read the ohono. Auditor General can say me wa mummy reading in according to management of the school, the suppliers deal directly with the National Buffer Stock Company and therefore could not explain why the food items in question were not fully supplied. Such practice has the tendency of students being underfed and also suppliers being overpaid. We recommend that the head of the school should liaise with the NBSC and Free SHS Secretariat for necessary remedial action. Now, let me show you something. It shows clearly say, laments no crampono. Schools now also supply no. Supply eduani nyina. Yada yamiase, say poison and nyina of the man. Now at the end of the day, no, the schools that were supposed to take action so that this does not happen, no. What happened? The headmaster of that school, Mumfre Nembra, Braintio Senior High School, Mumfre sa headmaster Nembra say, Saya Mona laments by no, na a monum pansono, Saya Mono, at the end of the day, they see. You see, the problem with senior high school, free senior high school, we are, as say, ya can wasama, I didn't say. Majority of senior high school headmasters no contributed to the destruction of free SHS because politicians no kwasi ade omo ye no and senior high school masters ni be support omo. They are supporting them because when they speak they'll be fired, and I understand why you juma 28 years aka be about 2 years now pension na free SHS aba na ye man korane poison edi na come here yi wedi now 2 years into or retirement baba, then they'll all be forced to keep quiet. And into senior high schools, no headmaster and headmistresses, no, they are not talking. And into they have left this to happen because at the end of the day, no, obiaso also be feeding the ba. Now who are for na oba edin kwasi eduana no okachira wa politics inti obaga se emfa ho. Inti headmaster no ono onya den. And into then there 90% of girls omoko senior high school free SHS and the Kufuor bebre awode asay. They cannot give birth in the future. Anytime I catch out for say, it's about time you people went in there to get your kids to go for checkup. So baba 90% of enquire almost senior high school, free senior high school and the Kufuor we know. Oma would dia say because of a mobonia. Ya demand enquire we die enya krano, we Jimmy Krano, evidence no Auditor General's report him say enquire no poison 2021. Into what year? What's the NPP from a way Jimmy Kra where I for now? One general bahono. A bayan casa crata, a bayan casa Auditor General Penini, at show crata, we say, and Corano from 2021. Any idea Diania say among Corane D, Abedi 2024. You have people who are leading the education ministry. And the funny thing is, these things we are talking about, enye monkwao. Salamens no, the mackerel, the sardines, the milk, the tomato, the cooking oil nyinaba. So if you think say enye monkwan ye kan wasema, they supply other things and you say. And from 2021, that is what your kids have been feeding on. Obu was me ba frɛ na ofi moja na ne bema mu ye ne ya odwunso moja me ba no chima say the moment obaba ka kyerɛ say the menses asay no akora na wode asay no. And the funny thing is awofo dodo no edwin say this is a joke me ba ndi bio mama ya tena say ne aka kyerɛ ba we say free SHS na ode aba no ompese ye be ne eku ye ma no ye de kwase de ntomago mu fi ne nam Ghana ye Kufuor the free SHS oba ni bewu MPs or more parliament or be anyone the back of free SHS. Yeah, I'm in trouble. Wouldn't be a yawa same way munina. Now, say Osha table no very well. She aduane a nkofo no supply ya. Eye Auditor General eka. Oh say ya to red one no. The aka ni nyina laments no supply bi ma schools no. And now study table no. The first one rice. Laments or food items or suppliers or quantity to be supplied, actual quantity supplied and difference. Now, oko number 1 rice. Laments company no or supply rice. Oko suppliers and the deal so. Oba number 2 mackerel. Laments or supply 1,125 boxes. And the demand school for the D Nina asay. Oba number 3 Laments almost supply sardines and also or supply 405 boxes. Nina yet the command and the D was senior high schools. Oba number 4 tin tomatoes. Laments or supply 604 boxes. Sa eduani we are saying the mama the D was free SHSO. Oma wudi nina say. Now Oba number 6 cooking oil. Laments as supply cooking oil. How many? Or supply a year 373 boxes of cooking gallons of cooking oil, 25 liters. Now Oba a Oba the other side there, as you imagine, one supply B, one supply sugar, one supply beans, one supply maize, one supply a peanut and a soya bean. But when it comes to rice, mackerel, sardine, tin tomatoes, cooking oil, nina laments a supply nibi Emma Ghana for schools. Now you know the funny thing about this whole thing. Laments na a supply eduani we are saying. It was registered in 2020. Obi de be a company in 2020 and at 2021 or started or supply expired food for Ghanaians to eat. Laments, the company was established in 2020. 2021, now we have major air supply contract. Only any track record. You need to be the product in every. You ensure that a due diligence you're tracking the quality of product he brings or the company brings to Ghana. All that we did was 2020 the Kufuor Kevin Taylor for a creative company and I almost say Omokofe Duane India as saying on the bremo company at 2020 2021 now our supply school for Duane. At the end of the day the Auditor General is telling you say a Duane na company they buy and I say now Theo did matter. Omo hwe mu school sem so no otin kan no hwe white and will be air condition and o ka kire Ghana for say na asem esi asem ben omom kofa asem de baaye any abla komom aso asem no se bio politics intira nteduane na say a ade na abla kwa onko police station asem a omo bia ma no aka kire wonu no asem a obie na no aka kire say na say duane na say I omo de no munye at the latter part of the answer na or say omo education ministry enyo omo no also be blame omo because omo supply duane say me catch them now the question is you cannot blame buffer stock because buffer stock did not supply that food a hawk and the bia me catch them say this education minister educhum on it say the deputy way. They are the most corrupt criminals in the history of this country. So deputy education minister we oya sofo akwawe oya sofo politics inti wadane kwasia. And the PRO of Ghana Education Service catch say aden ena ablakwamo eka ade we hu asem say ye feeding kwara poison. Auditor General catch say eduane na sa company we di buy no eduane na say and the enkwara wu school awufo frɛ omunim de AC enkwara ntumi ndunso omumba mewu emma entumi enye den enchimom omutumi menstruate. It is affecting enkwara womb. Kids are dying from it. The education ministry PRO ne ka kire say they are not the ones to be held accountable. Now why should be held accountable? Who should we hold accountable? When we see omotie omu ye nyina say jimi etinkwasiafo mienu we suit and omoten crime. And now why would kwasi ati banta market free SHS no oba ne bewu oba ba no ontumi wo na ono tinkan ka kire say enyo ne de aduane ne ma oba no na nke yeka say ye ka say nkwara nyina nya AAAA and now say distinction in their results and ka san kwasiafo ba ka kire say hwe adwuma ya ye ne to abama ye eno na kirem se mu bi no NPP fo agimi mo awofo ni bi mo agimi on se ende education ministry country ene the deputy akoya ohefo mo oyesofo wo ye kromfo chi na ebechi watum sofo a o se okanya mesema odi no kure politics nti wadane aboa na ene na sa akwa wotumi ra heaven mo deputy education of minister sofo mo deputy education minister sofo mo energy minister no tu kaka mo health minister before that Ajima Menu oye accountant na mo magimi ana inti the PRO is telling Ghanaians say they don't supply the food so they cannot be held accountable and that's a blackwa at the investigation whereby or the investigation has existed they don't care because at the end of the day election year nti obi raise asem we bia politics amount former di poison wu amount former di poison is wu sa MP we deputy MP we ne city asin south o kohoko school seguo ye feeding kwara we nyina poison otenkran ondi bi ena ono ohwe ministry of education ena mo ka kire mo se mo agimi adentina mo complaining say NDC for na complain say ye feeding mo poison na politics ma mo ngindi in the next 5-10 years mumudo do mo mo ko free SHS wo Ghana omuntumi wo me say in the next 10 years mo mama ewo free SHS ewo Ghana and the Kufuor amogin say ye ka no kra kira mungindi no mo mamba ni nyina omuntumi wo omawo de say mo mama omo free SHS and the Kufuor ye ka kira mo say de ekosoro nye ewo se etenetene no a review make sure say ejina ne na so me say mo mama bebre omo mba bewu and right now you people are witnessing it muhu me de efutu ametum dia ma we Ghana ni na wo hwe me na we awofo oba of free SHS a ochina try ne ko school ko fa akra ne ko private hospital say omo test akwara no ne system enhwe say bibi atochima enye sa ubesu akai me hwe we the chief of staff mami pegyini a ote de ote eye Kufuor Jubilee House a one ne tu Kufuor for Fremont pare ende yebusa ne say na mami penyini free SHS ye nyina ya behu evidence wo say enkwara no ye mo aduane boni mo mudi oso your bad time e den na wo kafa ho mami we na ti Jubilee House o say ono na ye den ono na tu Kufuor fo mami we ne Kufuor age pe o we nyini ne sinyina anye.
Propaganda and rumor mongering has no place in education exhibition. Thank you.
Ban we mu nyina na ntwi a wasen aban we mami we. This is the mother cow in this government. I say Bibia. This is the woman who advises the Kufuor on appointments. Kwasi aseme ekoso Kufuor aban mu nyina ye mawu mami we. This is the woman or yet the biggest problem in Ghana. The ntwie sama ekoso NPP aban mu nyina the cow leg nonsense. Kwasi abrofo bi otututu na besa na basa san kwasi na ntwisama ekoso nyina no Fremont pare nim nyansa bia na odete Jubilee House wo maami penyini a wadru menopause mana broso ende supi na ye ne de monka nche sem na meka kire no opa onka sem beboa na me kire me on de me ende ono etumi send mabaawa ono ne naked pic monka nche sem me say supi na ye ne de ni adin a onye fin ena ote Ghana na nkwasi asem ti ade free oba tan ano na asem we kurampo no sebio so wonim nyansa na wungimi ya obeka cha general say wo oba tan asem abeda woni asem a wo se hwehwe mu man koduru eto me hu se bibi sa ni ho wano set tabono ejina waka kire say it is not true until we should just ignore this and walk. Wei sa na ntwisem wei na edi Kufuor aban nim sa na ntwisem wei ena edi aba beduru ha impenifo na mo nam Ghana na mo so nim nyansa no dodo na gimi o they are naturally corrupt and stupid one of the most corrupt people in the Kufuor government Fremont pare Fremont pare ope obi oye wi kromfo a every government deal bia owom e free more pare ne kro no a ode sa Jubilee House wo no Mami we ni jantra or born or Ghana. Or you say he cares or she cares about your son or your daughter? Sanka we Jimmy Kurano, ye busa us our question we know. At least the education minister for say, minister say, oh, they have seen it, they are investigating. Oh, your chief of staff or and the first thing you say, I understand, I have heard about this. The ministry, they said they are investigating this issue, and I'm very, very interested in this issue, and I hope it's not true. Let's wait and hear what the investigators come up with. Nyansani sa no kasa na no se sin ne sin nyina tutu owro no no gire wa sa nkore kwase asam nko ane kro no ne ni breaker se beifuo maami we ne ni breaker te se beifuo. At this point, a woman who is almost 90 years, you stand on TV to say you just rubbish such a serious issue, and the akorabi e die aduane na kowu onya bonsam unye beifo enye trumu ni supi na ya at your age. You just say this easily like that and walk. Senka wo back free SHS Libya and come be one kasa nkwasa same way. Obi girlfriend, some girl's girlfriend, anka obi oba e free SHS Libya anka somebody's girlfriend to say wo kokodi 90. Some girl's girlfriend anka obi be one kasa same way. Some girl's girlfriend. We president in free we vice president free nipa or powerful Jubilee House sing we now no say sing and obeja can kwasi asem because girl be girlfriend no because girl be a minimum and a girlfriend no and or take Ghana we din kwasi asem we Kufuor now we Bawumia we need the third in command onye nipa keto Ghana o kasa anyhow or sorry I do odwene one bag any a week tantan bia yede ponko bi dua ayewo Afghanistan na eguo mutiri so ewia kete maame panyina wo yedi 90 na yede plastic we egu tiri so pile atum watoto wa no odi hira toto wa no say what to make up what ko kire hwan. You people have made impanyisam enkwasiasam yete Ghana. Now, so let me tell you guys, these people have to go. Mameka be binche Ghana for. Namo awo for no me dem tumufo. Mo be di atem ye dey any problem. Sebi o me metia no me banko free SHS ni bi. Wona obako. Send them frem mo manu school na mo busa mo say abena me pese ye do ko check up ko hwe oba encourage na beka say yes ma we dey me pese me ye. Me say mon fa mo phones. Na mon frem mo manu school sinka say oh abena me person ke be for the hospital the correctional system akore bia beka say yes muni bra nkora ne bre oma wudi anyina sei and Kufuor de Bawumia ena nkwasiafo we dada mo ye ka kire mo ne atikrom ne ka say eduane na oma Jeffrey headmaster for ni nsem no ebe man nkora na bre ebe ku nkora ne bi ye tena ha ne edidi Mahama tem o say what is wrong with letting the schools themselves go out to buy their food? Say the ska ama aye presec headmaster o say the whole time we be here 900,000 Ghana esi koli aban atam 900,000 Ghana amount say yate ha ne yate say enkwara na omo presec no omo nya aduane ndi a yate ha ne yate say akora bi edi aduane boni wo presec a we don't have to go to education ministry, we don't have to go to the presidency, we just have to come to a presec and question the headmaster, the matron, that why is this happening. And no no if they are not able to give us any serious answer, any answer nyansa woman, what we do, we make sure if they have to be prosecuted, they are prosecuted. If they have to be fired, they are fired. That is how you manage a country. John Mahama said montam eye eduane totono any eduane hosam ne emma schools no na schools na nkasa enye den en handle no sene ye be ya bibi say sia ye betuma ko school akaka say wo na wo hwe school we so kanehia wa hanye sika edema o ye kase koto kanehia hwe date ukoto aduane na make sure say what aduane ye wholesome enti say aduane fun bia wa ha eye wo na ukoto ye you are responsible. Na Kufuor ne nkwasiafo we omo hu sam agimi nti omo ka free SHS to mutrim ena 2020 omo be companies ena omo ko India ni Pakistan nyoma na asɛ no ena omo sesa no de abrɛ mo ma na mo ma edi na ebi ma wo ɛho bɛyɛ den ebi mu mmema entumi ene man na mo te Ghana de mo hu fin mo mu bi free SHS nti mo ma ne bra na esei no